Morning, everyone. Morning. How we doing, chat? Hope you had a good day yesterday. I think we caught the best moves in the morning. Probably could have held those longs yesterday a little bit longer, couldn't we? Coulda, woulda, shoulda, but a couple 100-point trades. And as ever, as soon as I got off stream, the wash came in. All right, we got that big wash yesterday that I was looking for off those highs, which was then the reaccumulation long moment. And today we are opening up with an inside bar. All right, so we've had 3 drives so far off the low. We can see this 200-day moving average, which we found a bid on. All right, we came all the way to the upside, closed inside on that week, dipped down yesterday, which held for that expansion up. And we are going to respect this today. All right, we're creating an inside bar. All right, we do have some targets above if they do want to continue to keep going. Now, if it is a full mean reversion, as we know, it will be the lower bowl to the 20-day. I'm just having a look across right now to just make sure, have we already done that on the QQQ? No, we haven't. Okay, so that's still an available shot. And we have relative strength in the spiders and ES with a SPY opening up at all-time highs right now. All right, so we have this shot. If we're going to do an outside bar break, we have the 200-day and we have this shelf here, all right, in towards 600s. And then 660 is this grey box across. All right, this is from the most recent high. If we go from the last year, all right, we will see this same kind of shelf as we get into the 600. So there's 600, and then through 600, we get thin up to 677 or 700. So you might want to mark that out. As we move into the hourlies, we can get a clue of what we're looking at as we've been developing a range all the way through yesterday's afternoon and overnight here. So we had a P-shaped profile yesterday, and we're now developing a range. All right, so you can see this P-shaped profile, all right, also being developed on the current developing week. Remember, this is our current developing week value area. So we found a bid yesterday, we've ripped up, and we've now developed a lot of volume up here. All right, so the edge of this volume really that we're looking at right now is, I'd say I'm watching the sort of the 330s, 300s, all the way into this high. And right now we are holding dips. Okay, we're holding dips. We want to be careful. This is a big supply level right here into previous week value area high, not just from the value week, but if we just look back and see what a key pivot this was, this area, these blue lines, failed over, flushed under, failed over, flushed under, came over, held the dip, drove, held the dip, drove, failed over, flushed under, reflushed under, held the dip, drove, back to the same level, dipped, back to the same level, dipped, underneath, pressure, over, dip, pressure. Okay, you get the point. In here, massive level, all right? Massive level in here. So we need to be aware of this level. We have to be aware of this level, which means 2 things can happen. We can either set a bull trap over it, or we can reclaim it and look for a bigger move higher. All right, so what I'm watching here today is in these levels, in and around previous day value area high, previous week value area high, even this pivot up here. We want to watch how we act into these nodes. If the market, right, drives out and turns this effectively into demand and is able to hold, we can think about a drive all the way up to here for a retest. Right, we have an old point of control up here into 800. I want to be very aware of a bull trap living in this area here. Why? Because I've just shown you we like to do bull traps in this area. If we drove out, took these stops, came back under and did this, well, that would be somewhat dangerous for a rotation back down. So we will respect this volume as we start to build it out. But if we drive and we get stuck, there is a short back in here. And then if they keep selling through, we'll collapse this move back down. All right, so I want to be aware of bull traps in here. If, however, we drive and we hold, there is room for this drive higher. If we're going to go into more of a rotation, then I think we're going to be somewhat pinned in this same area. Maybe we expand that area a little bit. If the rotation might look something like this, all right, it might just be one of these starting to develop, okay, and we can watch previous day's value area. I don't see weakness particularly coming in here right now until we start collapsing under this and seeing us lose a bid back down to the 25,000. So we can watch that for sure. We can watch 300s. All right, if we start to lose a bid under 300s and reject 300s, we can use this trap volume for that rotation back down to 191s and then maybe even the 100s. It's possible, but I think I'm more interested in what happens up here this morning, unless we get a big morning flush. unless we get a big morning flush. Okay, moving up lower time frame, you can see how we've acted. Just chop sideways since yesterday, same thing, just pinned in, right, since yesterday. There's your sideways chop. So we're boxed in, so we're trading edges in this box and failed breakouts of this box unless we break and hold above. Okay, very, very simple. Make it simple. I do not want to execute in the middle of this box, right? I need to be looking at the edges and how we act at the edges. If you execute in the edges, in the edges, you might have some edge. If you don't, you're going to get caught. You are going to get caught. All right, ES, like we talked about, zoom this out. Relative strength here, if we look at the daily, all right, we are near all-time highs. I will take you over to the spiders, which is already at all-time highs pretty much. All right, so we're opening up at 64s, not quite there, but we need to take out 97s and then we're there. So SPY very, very close. Just know that every time we get up here, we have failed to see follow through. What will SPY need to really get going? It's going to need one of these, all right? If this undercut was enough, it's going to need to break out and hold above for that move. We can go lower time frame, have a quick look at the spiders. All right, so opening up with a bit of a gap up, same kind of story. We're in a range here. You just want to be careful. If you lose pre-market low, all right, and they backtest and stay heavy, they will rotate down into this cluster again. That's all you need to be aware of. All the time we're doing this though, any reclaim, that would be the trap to go higher. Okay, Dixie still losing a bid. All right, this is still losing a bid. We are still seeing weakness. We will continue to see a rotation back into gold all the time this happens. I would leave silver alone, those of you who are looking for more upside. Gold is the one which is a hedge right now to the Dixie. So we have to watch into here. All right, if this finds a bid here, this can get going, gold will start to sell. If this starts to collapse under here and we use this liquidity to go lower, we will see weakness in the dollar. Mr. VIX, you can see where Mr. VIX is. All right, still in his uptrending channel, all right, but broke out, collapsing back in. You know, if we start losing 18s and 17s for that rotation to 16s, that will help the SPY start to look for those all-time highs. All right, quick look at the MAG. So sideways here in Apple, basing out down here. Remember, it's been very, very strong. Right, it might just be a back test of this. It's potential, you could argue it's backside right here, but I think until we start taking this out, you want to be very, very cautious. If we start losing that, that's a weak sign for the market. So right now, opening up a slight gap down, but inside yesterday's range, so no follow through. Amazon, slight gap up. What happens next in Amazon's key? I'd be watching it into here. And do they resell that back down? And then what happens in here? So if that's the big flush and this is your first bounce moment, do they resell that and do they find a bid there? Or do we get follow through downside? So Amazon waking up, it's a bit of a no touch for me down here. It's got to either flush and hold or drive up and reject or drive up and reclaim. Otherwise, not much of a play. It's, I guess, a bit like the Qs right now. Goog, are we going to get a chart here, Goog? There we go. All right, Goog opening up inside yesterday's range. That is looking pretty ugly right now. All right, you're getting one of these. Not very nice. That's a leave alone chart. Meta, back up to this pivot we talked about. You can see we talked about that the other day. All right, the drive down, wash, failed to break lower. Shorts get trapped. We've now taken out that pivot. Do we hold some form of higher low here to get going? Big question for Meta, but it's very, very possible if they do want to do that. Depends on the strength of the broader market. Microsoft, look at that. Absolute killer. Beautiful. So we talked about this range being reclaimed down here. So you can see where I've drawn this out. Here's the old range. We break down from that range. First bounce, like we talked about, we reject a trade back inside. We trade lower, and then shorts fail to break down at the low. This is your long trigger. They fail to break down, and we go all the way back up running these stops. And we're now looking to take out this high at 2020, full 2020. I would imagine they will want to build some liquidity here for a moment, if possible. And then once they break that, they'll be looking for a retest of 22s. This is the big level right now. The first big level is into 22s here. And if they start reclaiming that, then they're going to just keep looking to trade higher and higher and higher and reprice this, which is pretty thin up there. I'm going to assume that was their earnings. Yeah, it is. So we're going to come back to the bottom of earnings, probably 22. So I'll be watching 22s to see how we act there on Softy. Just clean that up so next time I look at it, it is okay. Nvidia, wow. So big pump yesterday, trying to reclaim some of its old range. chips starting to get going with that news that we had in Asia, like we talked about in Sunday, and saw the top side of this range right now. All right, so Nvidia holding 70 to 90, acceptance over here, and we will get going, and we will start trying to get back up to all-time highs. So it doesn't look too bad. It all depends what happens here, but again, if you're a range trader, you're probably looking to fade that. I would be somewhat cautious today. If we do this, that thing can get going. We've been here a few times. There's lots of stops to get taken out. Tesla. It's just an awful looking chart. All right, there's your bid. Drive up on the hourly. We've come back down to that same area. We haven't undercut it. All right, that's always a bit of a worry, but they are holding firm in that bid right now. Zoom this out a little bit. Same kind of stories we've just seen. There's the breakdown, right? Here's all the liquidity being built. There's the breakdown. There's the failure to trade lower. There's the bid up, back up. So what happens in here? 420 becomes key. Are they able to hold a bid and get going and run all these stops out now? Big question mark over that, because it's our first attempt back in since the 4th of Feb. So we'd be watching that area now. Equally weighted. Let's have a quick look at the equally weighted mag. No undercut on the equally weighted. And what are we doing? Same kind of story we've seen on a lot of these. All right, trying to do that sort of inverse head and shoulders look with a failure to break lower, but we're coming into key pivots. So location not great right now. Oracle, remember I'm swing long in this off that low down here. We're looking pretty good. I'm probably going to get to a point where I'm going to have to start locking some in, because this is probably going to want to come back down soon. I'd like a retest up here, but I might pay myself a little bit and look for a reload if they flush and hold sort of 44, 45 for that move back up on the retest of 180. I want to get to 180 and then 208s, 230s if possible. But a nice trade there. Up very, very nice on that. Netflix, still basing around, no big mover there. UUU still looks good versus 20s, holding on okay. USAR holding on okay, pretty much flat on both of those. And then the other one, for those who took the swing, just be aware that we have earnings tonight. This has been a really nice push up off these lows. We have earnings tonight, folks. Just be very, very, very careful. I would love to get up to these 102s. I have paid myself a little bit already, because just in case on earnings we snap back. I don't think we'll break this low on earnings, but you just never know in this market. You never know in this market. I think the earnings will be all right. All right, a couple minutes here. Let's get ourselves set up and zoomed in. All right, so if you're joining late, I'll be waiting to see a reaction, ideally up here, to see if they're going to fade this edge, or to see if we flip this and turn it bullish. Downside reaction, I'll be watching down here into this sort of grey box. This is our developing volume. Big level from this week down here. All right, so I'll be watching this. I can even put another one down here. Let's just actually measure overnight quickly, see what that looked like. Probably a big D shape. Okay, so this edge, one of these here actually. And previous day, down into 300s. There we go. All right, I'm watching these levels coming into the open. No big bias today. If you're wondering, what's the bias? What's the bias? No big bias, guys. All right, big P shape yesterday. Technically, a P shape is bullish, but it's a P shape on recovery, and we're coming into a big level. So no huge bias today. Do me a favor, smash that like button nice and early so we don't have to talk about it again. Let's get through it. And we've got just over 30 seconds here. I should say, if I haven't said it already today, go through your morning routine. Make sure you've done your morning routine, whether that be, meditation or doing your prayers or rituals in the morning or going for a run or any of those things. Do not come to the chart, all right, and just turn up and expect to be able to trade. You've got to go through a routine. You've got to make sure you've eaten enough, drunk enough, got enough sleep, all that good stuff. All right, it's a hard job. You want to be fresh-minded here. All right, let's see. Here we go, folks. So into previous day's point of control, we might come right back down. We're filling that gap already into PDC, the yellow line on the screen. We're already finding a bid there, and they're trying to move it higher. Like I said, I'm not too interested in that. That's just a wash, dip, and rip. Opening up on the mag, we can have a look. Tesla, 0.66% up, Nvidia 1% up, Microsoft 0.73% up, Meta 0.5% down, Google 1.26% down, Amazon 0.5% down, Apple just under 0.5% down. Complete mixed bag on the mag. VIX opening up right at PDC, and ES trying to drive higher here. Get the right SPY chart up here so we can just have a look. Yeah, SPY not through previous day's high yet, or overnight high. There was a morning wick on SPY up to 96.50, interestingly. All right, back to previous day point of control and the current developing week point of control, this red line on your screen. So we'll keep finding bids around here right now. This is fair value for the week and for the previous day right now. So we just got to watch, do they want to bid this or not? Back into the 400s. So they're looking for that squeeze back into these highs. I'd be very careful as we get back into here if you're taking this long. It's not a long that I want to take. Didn't want to take it yesterday. Don't want to take it today. I think it's very dangerous up into here. Broader market. RTY, YM again, YM all-time highs yesterday, now trading at 50,450. Amazing. For me, it's the most manipulated market ever, the YM. It's got nothing in it. Okay, back down, failing that red box, like I said. That's why I said it's not a long I want up into that today. All right, gap now filled, fully filled into this yellow line, so efficient market. Qs haven't filled the gap yet, by the way. SPY holding on well. Sellers getting caught at those lows at 55s. We are just choppy, choppy, choppy. Yeah, very choppy. We expect chop today, right? We want to play the edges. The only attempt to get up to an edge has been that spike, and we didn't get there, and we sold it instantly. We're coming back down to the midpoint in this range right now. So we just got to give this a chance to settle down, folks. This is not a day where you'll see some days I want to attack the open. Some days they trap and set up something very early. Right now, we're trading right in the middle of that P shape we developed this week, right? So since this Sunday open, we're just trading right in the middle of this. If we think about this, here's your rip. That was what we developed, and we're trading right here. There's no edge here, right? We want to be at an edge, so we can think about a failed breakout or a break and hold, failed breakout or a break and hold. We don't want to really execute in here. It's not the best setup in there. Very, very risky. So bidding off that gap. Market's starting to go green here other than Google. So Apple and Amazon starting to claw back, fill their gaps. ES looks like it wants to get going here. Not quite through Globex yet. It keeps trying. That 7,000 level is probably going to be massive, I would assume, on ES. Same on SPX. Got a little while to go to get there on SPX. Today a short day. Today a range rotation day. It might end up being a short day. That's the only edge yet. I would like to see a clear out up here. Right, if we're gonna fade it, I'd prefer to see them steal some liquidity and then dump back inside and give us something to risk off for a range rotation fade. I don't really want to be fading that opening drive in. It's a bit risky. Where could we fade it down to? Well, potentially down to these grey boxes, right? And we need to see underneath this level here, they will need to make a decision of if they trap or if they want to wash. But in here, I don't want to trade. We talked about this in the first 15 minutes of today's stream. I'm trying to avoid trading in the middle of this range. This is where you'll get chopped up. How do I determine how wide to make the grey box? Just based on the nodes, based on the volume nodes. Jumpy book again today. Patience, guys, patience. ES failing to break out of Globex there. I'll wait for these grey boxes to be attacked and then see what happens. VIX reclaiming PDC. Just make sure you're zooming out, guys. That's all I'm going to say to you. Make sure you're zooming out. We are in nothing more than a range right now. Right, we just zoom out, go to 5 minute, look at yesterday, look at today. This is all we're in, folks. This is all we're in right now. So bidding off PDC, back to New York Open, back to previous day point of control. Let's get some volume in here for the day now as well. But not every day it will be a perfect trading day, especially when we need to build liquidity. Volume profile settings, they're in the chat even. They are in the lessons on Discord. They're in free lessons on YouTube. 2 ticks, anchored volume profile, 930, set to the right. Very, very easy. All right, sellers last came in here at 80s. Let's see if they defend 80s here. Yes, they are defending 80s still. And sellers keep getting stuck at 62s and 54s and under. So just tight 20-point rotations right now. That's back to the 54s again, back to VWAP. Will they come back down to this grey box now? Yes. All right, so those sellers defending 80s right now. And keep trying to attack here to go lower. They're not really getting their way yet. There is some bids down at 25, so they might look for a continuation down to 25s into the grey box. Here we go. And do they absorb this one or the next one, or none of them? All of that possible. Starting to see some continuation through this one now. Watching this. Do we come into this next level? And then how we act at these 300s becomes key. They can set a bear trap here. We can do, this is coming to sort of the edge of the range here to here. So do they set bear traps down here is the question I have right now. And if not, what's that Globex? 280s maybe somewhere down there. So we'll see. If we lose this range, we're very, very, very thin, sort of under 300. Under 300, we can get back to 200 very quickly. So we're watching this now to see, do they set a trap here? Right, this is coming towards the edge of the range. Do we trap bears down here and rip back into the inside of the range? Or are we going to come all the way down here for a retest? Are we going to give back yesterday's move? That's what we need to decide. There can very well be a trap down here. It's being set. Lots of sellers coming in there at 10s. Lots of sellers coming in there at 10s, watching these kind of levels down here now. I'm watching Globex at 78 as well if they want to clean that out. They are adding liquidity lower. ES now filled its gap. SPY about to fill its gap as well. 94s on SPY. Lots of sellers down here. Watching this 10 level, 10, 12 level. They keep selling underneath still. Buyers stepping in back to these 10 and 12s. Watching if we see acceleration through here or if they defend it. Still being defended so far. Absorption on the tape there from sellers. Think about a trigger long if they get back through that, but at the moment they're holding it. Watching this carefully. Still sellers defending that. Buyers bidding down at 80 right now, so maybe one more flush lower. We'll see. Back to these 12s. Shelf being developed here, as you can see. Sellers still defending that. They want 280s right now, so it's a big sort of battle down here in this grey box down here. If they snap this, they're looking for down here. Move this down for you guys a bit. Building liquidity out here while they make their decision. They cannot get through. There's a level here, sort of 12s, where the seller keeps defending it. On the edge of that shelf, and buyers keep getting caught there. If we get acceleration over it, there'll be a long trigger. Here we go. Here's the squeeze. So in long, very small size now for the squeeze up through the 12s. Here we go. All right, moving my stop break even because it is nothing more than a squeeze. I'd want 23s to be protected. Here we go. Looking for a drive towards VWAP and an imbalance, peeling some off there in case, seeing a seller step in at 30s. Want a bid to hold here into these 22s. Bid has to hold 22s here now. I've seen a big buy come on the tape there at 22s. Can we hold this and force through? $22s. Any flush of 22s, I'm out. They're trying to defend it. They're bidding 15s, which I don't like. I want that bid to step up from 15s. Out on that. They might retrap and go, I'm out. They do it the moment I said it. Ay, 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 ay. Okay, shelf developed down here. You can see the shelf being developed. So once we got through these 12s here, there was a rip up for that squeeze back up. We said we might well trap bears down here. Not convinced that it's done yet, but the low of day auction into 300 was really good. All right, so this level down here, we've started to see bears get trapped down at these lows right now, but they're going to have to defend 12. So that was the pivot. This level there now that we're coming into, this node here, they need to defend this, the buyers, otherwise it will be a new low of day probably. So maybe one more flush lower. Trapping more sellers at that low of day. They should flush lower here. Here we go. So they're coming for Globex, the orange line. Okay, if we stay heavy under here, we have a move down to this. All right, big. This is the big level where they either trap or we say no acceptance. So we're either going to do this or we're going to do one of these back up for the day and come to the other side of the range up here. These are the things you need to be aware of. This is why this level interests me down here, both sides. See if there's liquidity much lower on the book. 200s is there. So Tesla, the strong one today, 1.14% up. Microsoft over 0.5% up. The rest of the market's gone red. We are bleeding back down, giving away some of yesterday's gains. Coming into some key pivots here, though. Coming into some key pivots on the hourly. And we are now undercutting yesterday's levels. They make the decision here, right now. Either we're going to value or they're going to trap right now. They have to make a decision. So far, they're staying heavy, but there's lots of selling coming in down here. They need to break lower and soon. Here we go, 70s. So can we get all the way down to 18s now and 20s? We have lots of imbalances down there. Previous week close, by the way, is not out of the question. So sell side staying heavy, and this will be the target down here now. Unless they do a trap in the midpoint of it, which will be gross, pivot to pivot. If we look at the hourly, all right, this is the undercut of this. This is an hourly pivot. This is an imbalance. We can still do this. It can afford to come right back here and still bid up off it. All right, need to be aware of that. Sellers coming in aggressive at those lows under 86s right now. Come on, Bookmap. There we go. Do they trap here? I'd imagine they'd go a bit deeper than trap down here. They should have either saved it or gone deeper. I'd imagine this is a little bit no man's land, but we'll see on a reclaim. Watching sort of 300s and 310s again. Same kind of level. Here's the 300s. Straight to 310s. Watching this now if we base over it or not. That's where those buyers came in last time, right? This shelf here. So rejection of 310 so far. If we base over that, I will be looking for a short squeeze. Got to get back above those 310s for me to be really interested. We have trapped sellers under 85 right now. Here's the 10s. A little imbalance to 99s, which they could hold. There's the imbalance. Do they hold this? They're trying. It's tempting. It's not enough for me yet. They are holding that imbalance. They need a break through 10s and base above 10s, and I'm interested long. Here they go. Swipe to 10s. Can we reclaim and hold now? Watching this for a trigger long here. I want to be very careful. They've got liquidity up to 40 if they want to go and attack it. There's a dip down to 95 possible here as well. Right at that level, I'm interested. I'm really interested here. Not pulling the trigger yet. I just want to see something on the tape. Show me that they're trapped. We definitely have sellers stuck at the lows. I can show you this. We have some sellers stuck down here right now. under 83. This is the shelf at 10s that I'm watching. All right, they would need to reclaim this for the squeeze. They're trying. They are trying. What's the time here? 1:45. Will I short? Yeah. If I see buyers get stuck, like if they defend 10s, then we could take a short from 10s down to here. It's possible. I'm willing to play both ways in this right now. We're just basing out down here at the moment. We're right at the edge of the developing weeks, like D shape, let's say. We're still inside. Remember, we're still inside yesterday, all right? Yesterday's value area high, yesterday's value area low. We're in a rotation in here. We failed to take, I would have taken the short if we did this down to here. I'd be a partial out in the midpoint. This can come down here, but you're getting risky. You're getting risky. It's a midpoint of the range, really. Remember, we're just trading inside yesterday's value. We expect rotation inside yesterday's value. All right, SPY now filled its gap, drifting a little bit underneath it. Just trying to find a bid. Watching these 10s again for this explosion through it. If they're going to get going, they're going to have to get over 10s. Otherwise, there's no trade for me to get long into. That drive up again, we're building a big shelf up there into 10s, this shelf here, and it's mainly buyers. So I'd say buyers at 08s and 12s. So unless we're above 08s and 12, there's no long because they keep getting stuck. If we get above that level, then there's probably some relief. Not until we get up there. If we keep rejecting it, there's an argument to play a short down here. Well, we've got point of control down here now. Big volume area. Okay, do they come all the way back down here? Bidding 85s, 65s, 55s. It's the edge. So still rejecting. Possible short here down to this if they're going to be aggressive. Sellers again coming aggressive at these lows. We are developing a big node down here soon. Sellers coming flying in there at 85s again. They cannot make their mind up if they want to save it here or not at the moment. That's the opening range low. They're bidding 100 lot at 55 right now. This is where sellers last came in this balance. Still waiting to get over 10s for a trigger for me. Going right back up to the 300s. Watching this again now in case they do a failed break of the low here, and then we go back above the 10s and I can look long. Not sure I love the short here, even though buyers seem to be caught at those 10s. I'd almost rather sit out the short and wait, I think. What are we doing? $65, $55. There's your flush down. Sellers at these lows again. They're trying to fill this 55. It's 100 lot at 55. Some absorption there. It's kind of a weird area to absorb. I'm not really sure what they're trying to pivot off other than the hourly. This can fill that whole imbalance down to 96s at this point, but you've just seen another 55 lot get stuck down here at the lows. They should trade lower, but they are starting to be very aggressive down here, and we're not moving lower. It's worth noting. Right, they're being very aggressive down here, and we're not able to move lower. We can see this is all red. All this paint is red. It's all sellers. If we keep absorbing this, they're going to get themselves caught. Their target will be 220s right now. Their target will be 220s. It's the 50s again. They're trying to sell through. They're trying to see follow through here. More absorption. Big sellers getting caught down there so far. More absorption. So we will be watching now 90s and then same levels 10s. There's the 90s. Okay, are we going to go? Are you willing to go turbo here? Yep. Okay, small piece on here, long. Watching 10s to add. If they can get above this, I'll add. Can you get above this and hold? I will add. If you get above this and hold. So far rejecting just into this little shelf here. If we get above this and hold, I will add long for a squeeze up. So I'm long from here. I will add here for this move back into the other side. Here we go, folks. Here we go. All right, a little buyer coming in here trying to force it up. Be very, very careful. He might get himself caught. Point of control is now shifted up here as well. So we need to hold a bid here or I'm going to trim 90% of this. I want to hold versus 300 now. We can fill all the way up to 50 here. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. Shove. Shove, 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 shove. Go and fill all these guys up to 40s. I want to hit some TPs here. Let's go. Let's go. They retrap there. They retrap there. Come on. You've got a breakout here. We've got to go 320s here and break. Here we go. Come on. You've just retrapped. Stop fucking around. Please. 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 Break 20s. Shove to 50s. Let's go. Thank you. Thank you. Peeling some off here. And trying to get a runner to go now to see if we can get up to 40s and 50s and then all the way up here into 60s. And if we get through point of control from yesterday, I'll be looking for value area high. Already trimming a lot off there, folks. Here we go. So looking for those shorts down in that level. Shorts to get stuck down in that level like we talked about. We saw shorts get stuck on the tape, right? Down here at these lows, they got very aggressive, kept saying they're getting very aggressive down here. There's the turnaround in Delta. There's them getting trapped on the expansion. That's what I was looking for. We use their pain to move higher. We trim some now. We trim a lot now, and we wait and see now if we're really going to get going. We're in a range rotation. It's why I didn't want to short down here. We're in a range rotation. They could have technically come all the way down here and bid down here, and we could have faded if they got up to there. We couldn't quite get up into there. Do not be entering a new money long in the midpoint of this range. If we think about yesterday's value, right, low to high, do not be starting to try and get a new position here. You're right at the midpoint. Right, we're runners only now. If we hold this node, great. If we don't hold this node, out on the runners. No, I can't. Shiz, like, you've got to understand, guys, you've got to understand, when I enter off a trap, when I see it, I just have to get in. I can't say the price. I don't have fucking time. It's not that I don't want to. This is very different to like, oh, I'm waiting for a pullback and a hold. If I tell you, if we break 90, I'm looking to get in. If we base over 10s, I'm looking to add. That's me telling you where I'm trying to get in. But here we go, folks. What a beauty. All right, let's see. So we're going to try and peel a little bit off now into here with VWAP and previous day close. This level here is huge. All right, this is current developing fair value and previous day. All right, if we get through that, I think we can get up into here. I wish I could tell you all the time, Shiz. It's just like when I'm watching the tape move, I'm literally having to play off people's pain right now. Right, I'm looking for this and ultimately up here if we can get it. All right, that would be, I don't know how many points that is. Did it just tell me? 144. But we're looking, gap to the gap is here. We're looking, I'm going to trim a lot off here into 60s and 70s. A lot off here. Don't want to get caught in a reflush. I'll tell you what, I'm going to remove this grey box now because we've traded under and over it. So here, and then if we get really lucky, we'll get up here, folks. But this is a good area to be peeling some off. We can look at this node. All right, this is where buyers got stuck this morning. We're repricing to that. We're in thin volume. If we get over that and find acceptance, we're going to come up for previous day. Here we go, folks. Getting ready to peel. Refresh selling here. Nice on ES, really good. ES can take out the highs, that would be good. Here we go, folks. TP, All right, runners now. Let's see if we can go to value area high from previous day. All right, so this was our main TP, like I said. Previous day point of control, current developing point of control. If we're lucky, we're going to get over here, up to here. If we get acceptance over this, we can look for a squeeze up. There might well be a bull trap up here, so I want to be careful about that move. I've been coming to you for about 2 weeks. You are pretty clear what you're looking for, and I've become better fisherman because of your page. Hopefully I can retire from music business too. Hey, mate. Good luck with that. I hope they're kind to you in the music biz. Here we go, folks. We're going to get a monster here. All right, we're looking for up here for next TP. You might as well hold a little piece past this. But if we can get up here into 420s, previous day value area high, previous week value area high, we want to be, I would say, at least 80% out into here, and we can re-add if they base above, okay? But they can set a bull trap in this area, which I'm very, very aware of. What a beauty. What a beauty. All right, 400, 100 lot there. Just stepped on the tape. We should trade him through him, really, but you can peel some here. I'm looking for 420 now. But 100 lot on the book there at 400 defending. ES coming into previous day high, SPY into previous day high. So we're looking for them to spike above. There will be liquidity sat there. They might well sell once they take that out. We don't know. Let's just see if we can get to 420 and time this. Pass my funded next futures challenge. Thanks, Alex. You're welcome. I'm new to trading, trying to learn as much as possible. Hey, just keep turning up. Keep turning up. Buyers definitely getting a little bit caught here at 400. We need to see expansion through 400. We can see on the tape here, there are some buyers caught up here. All right, we have a spike here. We need to get over this spike here. This 400 is where the buyers are caught. Over 400, we can come and take out 420, 425, etc. But there are definitely buyers getting caught up here right now. We do not add up here, right? The add was over 10s, whatever I said it was, 10s or 12s. That was the add. So we were long, we were adding, and we are selling and selling and selling and selling. And then hopefully we get up into here with a runner. Here we go. Here we go. Let's get the 420s. Come on, baby. Don't get trapped here at 400. We've taken out that 100 lot, 400. 177 lot, actually, to be exact. We need to get over that player. We need to get over that player. Otherwise, this buyer up here is going to get himself hurt. Any new long entry from here? I would say no. I would say the only long entry confirmation now, right, would be if we got above all of this and we turned this into some form of demand for that reach up all the way up to 800. But you must know that this area here is a prime position for them to set a bull trap, right? It is a prime bull trap position. So, or I would manage that accordingly. Why? You might ask why. We talked about it in the morning show if you were here early enough. We think about the hourly, all right? If you have swing stops here, which is probably what we want to try and attack if possible. This was the pullback, all right? Here's the move, dum, dum, dum. Here's the second leg pullback, an undercut, trap under there, back to here. We take partials into here, all right? They're going to run the stops. Lots of bulls will come chasing in here looking for 800. If bears want to trap all the bulls and then dunk this back down, this is the area they will do it in. That's all I'm saying. So manage yourself accordingly. How do I learn to read the tape? Is that something you offer? Yeah, well, it's in the volume and order flow course. It's exactly what we're doing. It's in that course. It's definitely in that course. Lots of you getting out. Thanks a lot, man. Passed another account. Out, money made. I caught that trade. Thank you. I like your strategy of trading. Nice. You're damn good at this, Alex. I'm so happy. Thanks, Rashid. It's a shame you don't understand English. I'm sorry, Bradley. Bro, you are the truth. Your insights and market structure are invaluable. The rest of this community, don't wait for the alerts. Alex is providing something more valuable. Yeah, thanks, man. What do I trade? NQ. How do I read and interpret market and position accordingly? Well, positions are all about risk, right? Our job is really as risk managers. Our position is about risk. So down here, once shorts got caught at these lows, I wanted to use their pain for expansion because I understood that what's likely to happen today is a rotation between here, right? A failed breakout could have been down here. It could have been here between these grey boxes. It ended up being there. I risk according to where I'm wrong. So if I'm long here, I have to risk there, and I'm adding here because now I know I've been proven right, because now they're all caught, and I'm looking for that upside trade, all right? So your risk is about the size of where that trade is no longer valid. Interpretation of market. I'm guessing you mean how do I interpret, how do I understand it? It is just, is trading view just stopped? Oh my God, have we got data issues? Hello? Is it just on this chart? 388. Let me save this, folks. Man, it's got to be CME, man, at the moment. Everyone's like, it's Tradeify, it's this, it's that. This is CME data. There we go. Had to be refreshed. Okay, so now you'd be looking for a hold over 70s. I'm probably going to cut the runner here if it doesn't hold this. So if they're going to complete this move, ES, by the way, like we said, ES and SPY took previous day high and failed. So they did the liquidity take. We are looking for this. ES has done this and failed. So ES took that liquidity, like we said. It might well take out the highs and pull back afterwards, run the stops. So we need to hold this now for a chance back up. Otherwise, there's a full collapse in here, and I will not hold for that full collapse. I will just lock in. You know you're doing right when your levels you drew match the master himself. Hey, nice work, man. Here we go. So nice hold here. We want to just see expansion back through 400. All right, we still have that guy at 400. We've got to rip through and try and get to 420, 430. ES has got to get back above previous day high. Same on the spiders. We're looking to take out that previous day high in the cash market on the QQQ. That's what we'd like to happen. Two W's. Nice, Dave. Would you do a long short? What do you mean? Would I hedge against myself? No. My friend watching has mild autism, but got into trading. We've been watching a while. Can you say, what's up to Daniel? What's up, Daniel? What's up, Daniel? That's awesome. I would imagine people with autism will be fantastic traders, to be honest, because they'll be able to read data and pattern structure very, very quickly. Great call, grazie. Nice, Scott. Nice work. Appreciate all the help. Alex, thanks for all your work. I bought the course, but not had time to get with it yet. Give it time, Mike. When you're ready, it's there for you. Bro, you killed it. Thank you. You're welcome. 875 one contract, Will. Nice work. Long from 312 out of the red. Took me 2 months using 2 micros. There you go. Nice work. Pass an account on that. Thank you very much. You're welcome. What's the minimum monitors you need to trade? Well, 1 would be the minimum. It all depends on the monitor size, right? I trade with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, four big wide screens and then 1 like pad. Thank you, sir. I don't know what that said. My account. Oh, you were minus 1,128 to positive 728 following my plays. You're welcome. Do I ever look for liquidity sweeps? This is my second day watching you. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what we were looking at down here. Right, if you think of what we did into Globex, this pivot down here, where did they trap the shorts? Where did breakout shorts come in? Breakout shorts came in here. So everyone tried to sell the market there. They got caught. We used them to go back upside. Why have we got stuck up here? Well, if we look at the SPY and ES, all right, they've taken the liquidity of the high and then failed. So here is previous day high. They snap it and they come back down. All right, trade inside unless they catch a bid. So it's kind of what we're doing, but we are aware of levels beyond those pivots of just highs and lows. We have to also be aware of where volume is. We're basing out all right here. We just need to hold this. I'd say any break underneath 85, I'm not interested anymore. Right? Because I don't want to give back to 60s and then 50s and then maybe the whole thing back because this is a giant squeeze. So we just missed here. I reckon we take this out. It's just, do they need a deeper pullback first? I reckon we will take all this out. Sorry, guys, trying to catch up with what you're saying. Have you ever thought over short-term participants and long-term participants that might not care about all the traps? Everyone cares about traps, especially big participants, and that's all that really matters. It doesn't matter if it's the time frame it's on. The big participants need the traps to get their liquidity into the market. Otherwise, they can't get their liquidity into the market because they're too big. All right, so they need someone the other side of it, so that it really does matter. That's why and how the market moves. Do you ever take your I missed that. Ever take your flow zone indicator into account? Yeah, I do when we're in a trending day. Right now we're in a ranging day, so it offered you a great sell there, but when we are going sideways like this, okay, you can scalp some of these moves, but this is a sideways moving market. The flow zones come into real good use when we're in an expansive market. All right, like yesterday should have just stuck all the way up. There's your first sell. There's the buyback. This is a nice market out of range. This is a market in range. This will just chop. So I would say if you take the indicators on this, sometimes you might be too late because we're in a rotation, right? What about the triangle signals buy and sell on the chart? Yeah, it's the same thing, but the buy is going to come late now. This is what I'm saying, because we're in a ranging market, it's going to come late. Is my price feed okay? Yeah, maybe you noticed it earlier. Try trading Topset X mobile, which was a mistake. Yeah, leave the mobile trades. Do you ever buy when it drops? Yeah, only if I've got a limit order set to a key level where I know there's liquidity resting. Hey Alex, I sent an email to you yesterday about the Discord. Please check your email when you have a minute. Okay, we'll check now. Maybe it went to spam. Here we go, folks. Nice, nice, nice. Held that box. So coming to 320. So 320s, 329, 343. Woo! TP's hit. Thanks for playing. I'm out of there. I'm out of there. I am out of there. I don't even have a little guy. We just hit my level. Ding 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 161 points up to previous week value area high. I don't give a damn what it does now. I've just locked that in, folks. That's too good, too early in the day not to lock in. All right, we can think about now whether we base and hold or we trap. All right, a base and hold will look something like this. A trap will look something like this, and a rotation right back down again underneath. Ding, 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 ding. Right, who said they emailed me? I'm checking my spam now. Ah, is it Zach? Is that you? You're the first one in spam. I'm replying to you now, my friend. Give me a second. Where are you, Zach? There you are. Sending you Discord. Sorry, my friend. Sorry that went to spam. It's happened a few times recently with people. I don't know why. I'll just reply to you. What tools do I need to draw out the nodes? I'm tired of using lame rectangles. I mean, that's what I use, is lame rectangles. My second ever eval passed. Nice work. Big baller, Alex. I think lots of you must have just got this. How much is the course? How do you teach order flow technique? The order flow course is $399. The beginner to advanced course, which comes with a version of the flow zones and the Discord, is $649 unless they've done it. But I think I'm going to have a meeting with him today to fix it. So $649 until probably tonight, and it'll be $699. I started using VWAP. Would you say it's likely to come back to that? Is what I'm thinking. If we do the initial balance trade, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Tempted to add short here. I wouldn't be getting short here. You've not trapped enough participants yet. It's a good location, but not enough participants yet. Is my previous day value high based on the New York session? Yes, just New York session, mate. Any spoofers? No, not yet. Everyone's been getting filled. We did just hit a very, very big key level. So it's possible. I'm out of this now, folks. It's possible they want to revisit this. This is thin. Possible they want to come back down here and then make their decision. But we did just take all that liquidity. How we act here then becomes key. If they lose this, that's your rotation again. Alex, what do you mean about a squeeze when they get liquidity off a low or a high and then move in the other direction? No, it's when you've got one side piling in. So like, let's think about this. All right, shorts from the morning get short here and they have their stop here, right? So we have shorts, stops here, right? They come back, they add, because it's a first retest, they've added short and added short and added short, all right? So we have all these shorts here. So guess what happens when we drive through this price here, all right? When we get through 410s, guess what happens? They all stop out. When a short seller stops out, they become what? A market buyer. That's what happens, market buyer. So now we have breakout longs and short stopping out, forcing the market up when our entry was right down here, all right? The same thing down here. We had breakout shorts being absorbed by longs. Breakout shorts got stuck. I'll show you it on the tape. It'll be easier. Thanks to that guy on YouTube who left a comment on my YouTube yesterday saying, I don't know what I'm talking about, yada, yada, yada. How do you like them apples, mate? Okay, at the lows, underneath here, this is Globex, right? We have breakout shorts, right, entering the market. We also have buyers from Asia with their stop here. So if the buyers stop out, they become sellers in the market. If short sellers join in, they become sellers in the market. If we have short sellers and price does not move lower and it's moving higher, what does that mean? That there's a passive buyer down here, as in there's a big institution limit ordering buying. Once we turn around, these guys start stopping out. All right, they start taking their break evens. Oh, there's the run back up to the pivot. We base above that area where more sellers came in. They start stopping out. We squeeze, right? We squeeze because these guys are all stopping out. They're caught the wrong side of the trade. So it's the same at the highs, except we're not turning around at the highs now. We're using their fuel to move higher. We're using the stops, all right? The shorts from here, we're using their stops. Look where the squeeze happens, above this, right? We're using their stops to move higher, right? We have an imbalance here, which they can fill if they want. I'm out of this now. Might well keep going for the day. I don't know, but hopefully that makes sense for you. If only I have space for more time zone other than trade 1 minute mark, what would I recommend? Yeah, like a 50. I use an hourly. So on my screen, I have a 1, a 5, an hourly, a daily, and over here I have a 5, a 5, a 5, a 5. And over here I'm watching ES, SPY, QQQ, VIX, because I care about the cash market. Now that we've broken the range, do we want to be looking for upside expansion? I would not say it's proved anything yet, right? What I'd say right now is we have this node being developed. We have just taken out or come right to the other side of the range. If we cannot find, unless it does this, it would have to do something like this. All right. Otherwise, we're going to leave buyers who are late trapped up here. We're going to revisit here. We're going to make a decision here. All right. This right here is massive, not just on this day, on the developing week. All right. If we hold this and do this, maybe a squeeze. If we lose this, we can collapse this whole thing on a rotation. Because buyers are now caught at the high. So if I come over here, we'll probably find that the buyers at the high just got caught offside. We're filling the imbalance, right? So all these buyers who chased the high, they start stopping out under here. We're now filling this imbalance of where we did that squeeze, that short squeeze. We're back into that imbalance area. So the question is, do more sellers come in here and get trapped, or do we find acceptance back down now? Right, back down into this gray box. Like I said, this is your sentiment for the day, I would imagine, this right here. So starting to lose gray box. So it might come down to VWAP now and previous day point of control. And if they, now the opportunity is this, right? They probably back test this. If they sell this, they're going to look for this rotation, right? Because we're in a rotation between these, all right? So I would be watching this for a sell and this for a sell. If they reclaim this, I'd be very skeptical about this being a big old trap, right, where they absorb now. All right, so this level coming up here is key into 400. If they start rifling through this, this is a massive trap. All right, so they have to resell this right here, right now, to come back down to here. If they don't and they do this, I would imagine we are going to come and rip some faces. Can you have an opinion about momentum on the 1 hour market? Yeah, of course you can. How long is the discount on the course? There's no discount on the course. How do I mark the Globex levels? Just the high and lows. You can do the high and lows overnight, or you can do them of those specific levels based on time. You can get plenty of indicators online will do that. So far we're starting to see rejection there, aren't we? So they're going to try and force follow through now. So sellers will want to trim a little bit here now in case they rebid it, and if they see follow through, they will be looking for a trade back down to 300 because we're in a range rotating market. Okay, so we've just rejected fours. If you took this short at fours, I would be covering some here into these 60s because we have a developing weak point of control. We have PDC, we have both VWAPs, we have lower time frame algo. If we let go of this, your continuation trade will be down into here. All right, so if this is a big rotating day, which is what our expectation is, if we let go of this, they can come right back down into this. Oh, you want a Valentine's sale? Okay, well, fine. We can sort something. Volume profiles from 9:30, guys. It's in the chat. Read the chat. It's in the chat, I promise you. Is it much harder to spot buyers for shorts? No, it's exactly the same. The principle's the same. Alex, does the beginner to advanced course include the market order and volume profile lessons? There is a bit of volume profile in there, but if you want to really learn order flow, you need to do the other course. Can I show my anchor profile settings? Yes, here. This is like the most common question ever. All right, ticks per row, 2 row size, placement right, width 20. That's all you need. How long is the flow zone course? The beginner to advanced is 20 hours. The other one is 6. Okay, so still rejecting here. That we're now building out liquidity, right? We're building out liquidity between these VWAPs and this node. All right, so sellers are trying to take control for this move. That's what they're trying to achieve. Buyers will want to trap sellers either like this or just from here like this, and then get back into this and try and go for a rippy rip. And like I said, I'm done. That rip was all I wanted, and I will wait and see how we build out now. Alex, would you prefer Bookmap over traditional volume footprint? Oh, it's really hard, man. I use both. I really like Bookmap for seeing the passive players. Both are very good. Look, you can use Bookmap and Footprint on Bookmap, right? I don't like Footprint on Bookmap. I like just to see the market orders and limit orders. I like both. I think it's so personal. I think it's really easy to see the trap players on the Footprint when you have Delta on the side, but I really do like Bookmap. I think it's really useful. It's a really useful tool. So we're seeing like aggressive buyers keep trying to step in here at 80. He's just come in at another 80 lot. He's trying to force up. He needs to get a break of 90. Here we go. So they're trying to get this reclaim of this grey box. I would say if buyers are able to reclaim this and hold, they're going to look to do this. All right. So sellers now losing control. They had the opportunity. They are now starting to lose control. If buyers get above this, they will look for more upside. This can be a giant trap if they're able to do that. Big if, but that's what it is. Oh, thanks, Ninja Trader. You've just gone down, have you? That's kind of you. Let's turn that off and come back on. Sorry, guys, you have to give me a minute. NT just crashed on me. That's the first. Yeah, TradingView is having a sale right now. I can post the link in for you if you guys want. There is a sale. Let me try and grab it for you. Doesn't want to do it. Great. Oh my God. Trying to get this sale for you guys. Give me a second. Tech issues. All right, buyers are going to try and defend this grey box now. This is the opportunity. It's for me, like I'm not too bothered at the moment. I'm going to let it do what it wants. I'll give you a readout on the mag. Tesla 1.21% up. Nvidia now 0.5% down. They're just washing these around. Microsoft 1.65% up. Meta 0.73% down. Google 1.5% down. Amazon 1.36% up. Apple 0.17% down. They're just washing these around. Right, let's see if I can get you this. Where are you guys? Post this in chat for you. This is the TradingView sale. The volume profile indicator I could find does not have those settings. Then you're probably, it's not an indicator. It's so hard. It's not your fault. It's just I get asked the same question every day. It's a drawing tool, okay? It's a drawing tool, forecasting, measuring tool. You come here, anchored volume profile. Anchored volume profile. It's not an indicator, it's a drawing tool. Alex came across your page the other day. It's good to see you trade very similar to the way I do. TPO volume profile, level 2 and footprint. Appreciate your work. Nice work, man. How do I set up the footprints on TradingView to look like yours? There's a free video on my YouTube, guys, that teaches. Here we go, folks. They're going to try and lift this now. So if you were long, if you then took this redip back in, this hold of sort of 400s now, you're watching for expansion through 22s. You're going to need to respect 34s, but through that, I think you've got a shot at going now. I think this might well be a trap now that they lift. All right, they've flushed, they absorbed, they got sellers to get involved versus this pivot. They've got above them. Those sellers are now stopping out. They will come up to here, and if they get through that, there will be expansion now. This is what we talked about. They can trap down here. Yeah, there's a free video on YouTube, on my YouTube for it. Let me find it. Where is it? Footprints. There you go. There, are you here? There you go. There's the footprint one on my YouTube. Free video for you how to set it up. You look at time frame. The candles with volume imprints are avoid errors. I don't understand what you're saying there, my friend. Sorry. Morning, DJ. Yeah, morning. You really want to learn Universal Authorizer? Just keep turning up. All right, they keep getting stuck here, but this is the rotation now. It's between here, and all the time bulls are holding this. I think that this is possible. The only thing I would say that you need to be aware of is definitely the higher time frame. We're right into previous week value area high into here and current developing. All right, remember we've got stops here to run it towards the 500s. If they find a swipe towards 500s, great. If they can't base over this, right, they will look for that if they can. If they can't base over this, I'm telling you, this is possible. There can be a massive trap in here. So I wouldn't get long in here. All right, you need to be long and selling into there unless we push and hold, because they can just keep selling the edge of this all the time that they want to, and then a push above can also be sold. So it's why for me, I'm done with it. Get back to the screen. Oh, they just rejected. So grey to grey, and they're swapping under grey now. And we are starting to develop quite a big node here. If we lose this, sellers will come back in again. It's very washy here. That is a lower high for sure. Versus this, they weren't able to reclaim. They've just snapped right back through POC. If we lose this, that can happen, or this can happen. Why both? It's just because we're in a rotation, guys. These are my least favorite markets that we talk about. They've just had an opportunity there to go higher, and they failed. And a big seller is trying to drive this down now. So if they retest, it'd be the same thing. If they retest 85s to 80s, they will try and do the same play they did here. They will try and sell this, and if they fail to sell this, this is the same thing that can happen again. They're just going to keep doing this until they've got one side caught enough. Right, these are basically your levels. So from here to here to here to here to here to here to here, straight through, which is nasty. Back test this. Question is this now or this now? Yeah, Nightbot does. Look, you can read it. I trade anchored volume profile. I set it to 2 ticks. It is anchored to 9:30 New York Open. Blue and red boxes on my chart are high time frame SNR levels. Grey boxes on my chart are key levels of volume. Learn more in my course. It's all there. How does the way you trade apply to other sessions? Is volume too low? It's the same principles, just volume's lower. I don't like shorts. It's not that I don't like shorts. I'd like to see it swipe all the liquidity first, but ES has done it, like we talked about. ES has taken out that liquidity, but I would like to see it break out first. For me, like the better short, the same reason I didn't take the one this morning. I prefer it if it cleans out some of these guys first and then offers it, but it just might, we might just build all day. Remember, we're going to zoom out here. Zoom out here. Right. I'm watching these. All right. I'm watching these right now. Right. Are we going to protect these? Or are we going to swipe these and trap above? I don't want to become liquidity in here. Remember this morning, the long came because we swiped underneath these and traded back up. Right. I'm really aware of these guys here at the moment. Very, very aware of them. So on the erring on the side of caution. The market looks very like iffy right now. Like Tesla one, look, if I give you just a readout in the mag, it should read the story like of how much it keeps changing. Tesla 1.5% up, Nvidia 0.5% down. That was 1.5% up at the beginning of the day, maybe 1.8. Microsoft 1.73% up, Meta 0.70% down, Google 1.5% down, Amazon 1.38% up, Apple near enough flat. I mean, they're just like, they don't know what to do with it right now because we're at a key level. And tech has had relative weakness because we've been rotating. Let me just check some of my swings, actually, before I forget. How am I looking? Robinhood holding up okay. Oracle doing all right. Meta doing all right. Bitcoin doing all right. I do. I have a few monitors. You suck, brother. Thanks for one good call at least. Okay. No worries. Yeah, lots of you want that anchored volume. No worries. In your opinion, what's the most accurate time frame to look at for footprint? I saw in your video you have a 5 minute. I'm trying to add it to my analysis. There's no that question's like not valid. There's no time frame that's more accurate than another time frame. What you should be asking is, what time frame are you able, do you like trading in? What time frame are you able to digest the information in? If a 1 minute chart is too fast for you, if you cannot digest the delta in a 1 minute chart, you should not be looking at a 1 minute chart. Look at a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 15, a 30, an hour. There is no like specific time frame that's better. It's about what works for you, and that is based on what you're looking for and what your experience is, right? I can read a 1 minute time frame. I can see when they're getting trapped in there. I can read ticks because I'm looking at Bookmap, which is not even minutes, it's ticks, right? But that took a lot of experience. When I first started looking at this stuff, it would be overkill. I'd be like, well, this is too much information. So if it's too much information, keep going up the time frames until you find, okay, now I get it. Now I get it. The higher the time frame, the less information you're absorbing per minute, the easier it is for you. What trading view subscription is best for a new trader that wants to trade like you? If you want Footprint, you will need, what's their version of whatever it's called, Pro or whatever it is, which I think is currently like 13 a month. I don't know what they call it. They are building out this node. I still think bulls have unfinished business up here in this grey box. In fact, I would like to just move this up so it's accurate there and make sure we go wick to wick here. All right, I still think they are trying to get up into there where the liquidity is, but we will see. They definitely just caught shorts on that last flush, right? Under 400. We just caught shorts again here. Under 400. In there, I can show you in there. This was all sell side under 400. Look at this candle here. All right, so this is a 5-minute chart. Look under 400. This is all market selling into an imbalance who just paired off with where this buyer was, right? And they reclaimed 400 and now we're shoving. So every seller under 400 just got themselves caught. They just got themselves caught. I think they want this grey box. I've been saying it the whole time. I think that's what they want. Sellers coming in here at 50, 52, lot of these highs. I think we probably get a breakout here. The next pullback probably holds and they probably go for it. There is a node up here. You can see there's a slight node up here. I think there is a breakout coming. It's just a matter of time at the moment. Can they catch enough off guard to do it, is what I think they are trying to do. We will see. Can they bid above previous day high? Can they get through this grey box node up into here? That's like the big question at the moment. So that node, sort of 35s, is like where its thickest point is. ES doing it. ES is broken out. Can it hold its gains above initial balance? IB now set. Yeah, IB is now set. So we're also going to think about a rotational IB day. We're going to think about that rotation. So if we have a fail breakout of the IB today, you might get that trade back to VWAP. Imbalance down here, down to 15s if they do want to do that little wash down and retrap. I think it looks like it's coming to me. It's just whether they can get through this little grey box, and if they can, we're going to see that expansion. Alex, would it say it's best to stay out of market like this? It's just personal, right? It's like, it's personal preference. I don't love rotational markets. Like, it's not where my edge is. I know we got this today because there was a nice trap towards a low. I can think about the same kind of play reverse up here. I can think about the continuation if they're going to do it, but there's no, like, with all these things, there's no like, oh yeah, you need to stay out or you can't do this. It's just personal preference. What kind of conditions do you like trading in? That will come from back testing. Are you a trend trader? Do you like traps? Do you like trading edges? Do you like rotation? Do you like continuation? Do you like trades when we're leaving volume trapped? Do you like trades when we're creating volume? I like trades when we're leaving volume trapped. All right, coming back down to this imbalance to the 15s again. So failing to get through here right now. They cannot make their mind up. I don't think we've completed the auction at the highs, but I could well be wrong. Maybe they have. Maybe they're like, we don't want to go and do it. We're only going to do it on ES. Yeah, they trapped again here, absorbing again here. Can they get follow through upside? That last candle just trapped again in that imbalance. It's washy, that's for sure. It's not very pretty out here. Definitely washy. So into Globex, do they bid around here again and have one more attempt? If they can't get up there soon and break out, they're going to get themselves caught. I'm just not convinced that high of day is in, but it is looking more like it might be in on ES, that's for sure. Back to VPOC, then we go. Somewhat surprised they didn't take that out there. This is not looking very good for the bulls at the moment. I'd say last chance here to save it in this grey box. Otherwise, they're going to get themselves in big trouble. It's a big rejection after clearing out the high. So ES has done the move that I would traditionally be looking for in NQ. Like when we look for this, See how ES just swiped it all and then has come back down. What's weird is the sellers keep getting caught down here, but they're not able to run it higher. It's like how high? They just caught into 400s and under again. Same level as before. Exactly the same level we just went over on the chart. I'm just unconvinced at the moment. The lack of strength. You can see it in the mag, like Nvidia, Meta, Google, red, Tesla, Microsoft, Amazon, green, Apple, flat. I mean, it's just complete indecision in the mag. You'll remember that's 60% of the NQ. It's complete indecision right now. It would just be nice if we would get a liquidity sweep at the highs rather than just these, how we've set this up. But we'll see. We'll see. I was waiting to break out and then failure to short back in. We'll see. Tape slowed right down as well. What are all the lines next to New York VWAP? This here is like a lower time frame algo. This is 24-hour VWAP. This is previous day close. This is developing weeks point of control. Maybe I can do this one a different color so we can remember that. I'll do this. Pinky. Maybe like that's better. So it's like fair value on the week. Down to this same level where these sellers keep getting stuck, but we're not seeing follow through downside. We're not seeing follow through upside. We're just seeing chop. I'm not going to go through volume profile anymore, guys. Rewind the tape. Go through the masterclasses that are free on YouTube. Honestly, you guys are asking the same questions over and over and over and over and over and over. It is absolutely ridiculous. Read Nightbot. Nightbot literally tells you my settings. It's telling you what to do. Please. Okay, into this. This is thickened out a bit. We can do this. So back to 400s. Remember, they trapped. Oh, come on. They trapped under 400s the last few times. We're just in. This is the chop zone while they decide what the bloody hell they're going to do with it. Can I recommend a copy trader? Affordable indicators, I would say, is probably the best copy trader right now. What are we doing here, folks? Market's gone to sleep. In the mag, VIX has caught a bid back over PDC, but it just looks awful on a 5-minute chart. Lower highs and higher lows on VIX on a 5-minute chart. Doesn't look good. Complete indecision day. Did we break the high there, delta-wise? We did, which means there's passive sellers up there because we broke it and didn't move higher so far. This is ugly. ES keeps finding a bid in front of New York VWAP. This is ugly right now. Thank goodness leaving this alone for me. This is exactly what I don't like trading. when the market doesn't know what it wants to do, so it has to build out liquidity. I think we should move higher, but it's clear that we're not. But I sold into that run into previous week value area high. They should really come and clean out the highs and give a better auction at that high, in my opinion. But ES has already done it, and that seems to be leading right now. ES swipe barely. I mean, 705s to 706.25s. I mean, it's enough. It's more about what happened after it swiped. It's pretty decent rejection, right, on the ES. We'll see. We will see. Back to these 400s, like this area where I keep saying the buyers kept getting stuck. Sorry, sellers keep getting stuck. Buyers now can't get through it. So right here, you can see just like we are struggling. Buyers keep getting stuck over it. Sellers keep getting stuck under it. We can't make a decision here. The price is stuck here. It's why it's become point of control. It's fair value at the moment. How annoyed would you be if I accuse you of not sharing trades with us? Joking, bro. I love your sessions. What a shitty 30-minute. Yeah, I mean, look at the hourly. It doesn't look good, does it? Just stuck. Cannot hear me. Turn your volume up. Am I mute? Are you guys saying I'm mute? You can't hear me? I can see it. No, it's just one of you. You need to turn your speakers on, buddy. Turn your speakers on. Oh, if the market's going to be like this much longer, I'm going to go back to bed. This is slow. Or we'll do a giveaway. Maybe we'll just do a giveaway. How many likes have we got? Come on, folks. Get that up towards 1,000, please. 1,400 of you watching. 500 likes. Let's get those moving, and we'll do some giveaways because this market's gone to sleep. Fully gone to sleep. Time for a Trump impersonation. I don't think Trump's going to move the market today. Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe's in charge of the stock market. Come on. Stream is lagging. Shouldn't be lagging more than 6 seconds. If it's lagging more than that, that's on your computer. What can be done to try and get the course? And you can buy it on the website. The links are down below, flowzonetrader.com. Go for a coffee. I do need a coffee. Shall I go for coffee? Shall I go for coffee? I do genuinely need a coffee. Maybe I'll go and get a coffee and we'll see if the market moves. How many likes have we got here? Right, let's get me to 750 likes. I'll set a giveaway and then I'll go for coffee. Get these likes up and then we'll do a giveaway and I'll go for coffee. Can they do the squeeze? They really want to, but they just can't get through these levels up here. They keep trying. They keep trying, and they want to lift towards 35s. They keep trying. They just keep getting stuck over and over and over again. Are they going to do it this time round? Right, how many likes are we into? Almost there, 4 likes. We'll say that's enough. We'll say that's enough. Right. Set this up for you guys. Yeah, I know. I was thinking that I can put it on the website, but I can't put an FAQ page on YouTube. Maybe I'll make a video for new people watching streams and I'll just have Nightbot constantly pushing it. Giveaways. Right. We'll give away the introduction course first. Let me set it up. I haven't done it yet. Right, as always, just type course in chat. Type it once. Please don't spam. I'm going to get a coffee while you guys do all of that. And then I'll come back. Hopefully there's a trade set up. And then well, then I don't know. Then we'll pull the giveaway, and if there's a trade set up, we'll get one. If there isn't, then we'll give away an Apex account, and I'll go back to bed. All right, folks, see you in a minute. All right, coffee's brewing. Oh, we're finally going. Can we go? Can we go? Can we get back through these levels? Let's pull a winner. Can we bloody go? It looks like it. God, they've taken long enough to try and do it. Where are you guys? Here we go. Pulling the winner. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Noi 5550. Noi 5550. Are you here, Noi? Noi 5550. Failing up here again. They still can't get through this key level. They've got to get through this grey box right into the edge of range and failing. Still think they've got a chance to come and clean it out. It just depends how long they're going to mess around with all this liquidity for. Here. Nice. Okay, Noi, all I want you to do, email me, please. info@flowzonetrader.com. Send me a screenshot of you logged into YouTube. I've made a note of your name, and I will sort you out with a introduction course to trading. If you've traded before and you don't want the introduction course, you can give it to a friend or something like that. But it does get you a discount of the main course if you do it, if you do want the main course. Okay. Can we keep going here? Is the market going to give a clear out of these highs or not on the Qs? Yes, still can't get up there. It's trying. It's just chopping between this grey box and this one here. I don't like the highs up here. I really don't think we have enough excess here. I would like to see a spike into here, but the Qs just can't get going. Now, just look at this trapping action. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. There we go. Back downside we go now. Jesus Christ. Make your mind up, market. I'm only interested in short if we fail to break out up here. The fact that we're holding in here, it just doesn't make me like it very much, honestly. I don't want to trade it. Because they can keep protecting down here. So I need to get an extreme edge if I'm going to fade back inside for what I'm looking for, personally. Oh my God, you're so dumb. You're so dumb. It's not a macro between 950 and 1010. It is just an hourly close. Stop listening to this bullshit, mate. It's an hourly close, a 4-hour close. A macro is a made up fucking term, okay? It's just made up. It's an hourly bar close, which means on that close, you have a high, low, open close of an hour, a 4 hour, a 30-minute, a 15-minute, a 5-minute, a 2-minute, a 3-minute, a 1-minute. Like, fucking get out of here with that bullshit. It's nonsense. Yeah, I'm a clown, mate. That's why I got this whole move. I'm a clown. Get out of here, mate. Go and watch your fucking, guy that you think is a God's gift who's never done anything. This is what you're believing in. You currently believe a man that thinks he was kidnapped and told how the market works and made an algorithm that controls the whole stock market in the whole world. Not just this market. Every single market is controlled by this old fucking man. Are you out of your fucking mind? Fuck off, you absolute moron. Yes, some of his teachings are good, but if you think there's some fucking macro algorithm that works for 20 minutes, you're lost, mate. You're lost. You've completely lost. Yeah, clown work. That's why I get this cleanest work. That's why I get the cleanest work, but I'm the clown. Fucking idiot. Absolutely. And you said this was bullish. What's happening now? What's happening now? Are you holding through this now? Are you holding through this? Egypt. ES to VWAP. Finding a bid on VWAP on ES. A real thing that really matters. NQ to New York VWAP. A real thing that really matters. Holding a bid there for now. For now. Building out real volume and range in a rotation. For now. Nothing to do with a timeline. We've been here for an hour. An hour. Fucking idiot. Unbelievable. Do you need to subscribe to real-time data for NQH? Yes. Or at least if you're talking about on TradingView, or at least you need to be logged in via Tradeify. What would I look for sales? There's two things, but I think it's very, very trappy to look for sales. I would like this to be traded into up here. All right. I would like them to clear out all of this and trap buyers up here and expand the range and have a good auction of the high where buyers are stuck and then look to fade back down into the range. The issue for me is how we've built out this liquidity is if you are looking for sells breaking down from here and they decide to hold here, you have no RR. If they let go of this, yeah, there's a move down to here. But the way they're building structurally, the way they've built out volume, it's not great right now to do anything. He really said he was kidnapped to show how the market works. Oh, yeah, he was chucked in a white van and God came down and talked to him and shown him how it works. And then he wrote the algorithm. That's really what he said. Check who you trade with. I use TradeStation. It gives me real time. Yeah, TradeStation gives you real time data. Yeah, for everything as well, TradeStation. My take on Elliott waves. I think waves are good. I don't use Elliott waves, but I do buy into the rule of measured moves and 2 and 3 waves for sure. How do you feel about TikTok viral chick saying day trading is gambling? I mean, it is gambling. All trading is some form of gambling. It's just whether you've got edge. There are millionaires that play poker. It's gambling. Millionaires that play blackjack. It's gambling. It's whether you've got edge. You were the one that kidnapped him. That's comment of the day. You should get a medal. Comment of the day. You were the one that kidnapped him. So good. Okay, back down to these levels. Are we going to test value for the day, or are we going to leave this and wash right the way down? That's the big question. Is the wash. So back down into value area low for the current session, like I said, and PDC. Now the question is, if they don't bid here, there is a move down to 300s. I'm not going to play it. We are thin in this move up. Remember, this was a squeeze up. This is where all the volume is. We've failed to break out above this volume. At the moment, we're breaking out below it, but there's been no back test and leave. So really the question is, do they come down here for this or not? I'm not playing it either way. Like, I'm quite happy with how this day's progressed. I don't need to be forcing into anything right now. Let them build out the volume. In my mind, I'm avoiding trading where there's no edge. Fitting some imbalances here into that PDC. They can afford a wash lower here if they want. There are imbalances much, much lower. Into 34 to 30, and then 98, and then 86s. There's lots of imbalances down here. So they're going to back test VWAP here and then make a decision by the looks of it. Buyers got caught on that little back test on that first shove in. Do they reclaim now? So I'd be watching this shelf up here into 84s. If they could be really nasty and just dump this here. Where are we trading out on the SPY? Look, SPY's into 95, so into that gamma level. These are big levels, folks. These are really big levels. And here comes the back test. Here comes that back test. So in towards the 80s will be the back test, and how they operate once they get there will be absolutely vital. If they've just trapped down here, right, for a wash, we're coming into this back test now, they will need to make a decision here. If they rip through this, we're going to go right the way back to the top side of this 400s, and then another squeeze is on. If they've just trapped enough sellers down here, it's a big if, but if they have just trapped enough sellers down here, it's what they're trying to do. This is why I'm saying I'm not convinced. We just talked about this, because if you're playing the trade from there, all you've got is to this value area low. So we have so many stacked levels here. If we look at this, value area low on the day, PDC, 24 VWAP, lower time frame algo, previous day point of control, current developing point of control, New York open, shelf. No acceptance above, no acceptance below, back into this point, right? If we go back above this now, you could argue that they're going to rotate back for this again, and this can have just washed this, tap back into value, reclaimed. This is still a trade which I think they want to do. I will be more comfortable about a short once we clear all of this out into that higher time frame liquidity pool up there, right? And what I'm trying to get up into today and in this morning is up into there. That is based on what I was looking at on the hourly, those hourly pivots. Right into here, right? Where all those short sellers have their stops, right? This is where they pivoted out. So this is our first test of this since leaving. If we think about this, breakdown, failed to break lower, pullback held, wash, pullback held. I think we're trying to come into this and run these stops. I think there will be a bull trap in this area here. That's what I think. And I'm waiting for them to come and set it rather than trying to anticipate anything else. Still holding the long. No, my long's been and gone, folks. I took it. The last partial was into the previous week value area high right here. So that was my final TP. Right, so we got 162 points out of it. If you have mathematical edge, would you work for Citadel or do your own quant shop? No, not for me. Too old for that stuff now. When I was younger, I was interviewing at Merrill and Morgan and Deutsche and CBC and some others, Mint, but not anymore. For now, the least I do, the better. I want to spend time with my wife and my family. Don't want to be in an office. Even like one of my best friends, he was at Morgan, then left that, was precious metals at Standard. Now he trades for a firm, but he trades his own book from his house. Much better. Gets to see his kids and his wife every day. Bro got the coffeeest coffee ever. It's actually full of mushroom. I'm not even joking. It's coffee with what's it called? Everyday dose or something. No crypto acceptance at the moment for the course. Sorry, mate. Do I sometimes trade ES? No, not really. If I'm going to trade ES, it's normally a swing position in the SPY, just because I like the way that we work as NQ. I would say if you're a beginner trader, ES is probably a nicer place to start. Very smooth action, respects levels. I actually like, because I like traps so much, I like levels not to be respected. I like them to be washed and reclaimed. It's like just something that I'm comfortable with, and I've learned NQ's personality. It took a while. And I like having confluence of like when tech's running, knowing that if that's 60+%, knowing where the edge is. Whereas in ES, you've got to be aware of the whole market. I hate it raises your blood pressure, but I really enjoy it that you dump on the morons. The thing is, guys, you have to understand, some of you may not know, I'm going through one of the hardest times of my life right now. It is an effort for me to get out of bed each day right now. It is an effort for me to turn up here and teach. It is an effort for me to put risk on. I'm not in the best state. So if someone comes and talks shit, they're going to fucking get it, because I have no patience at the moment. I'm not the best version of myself. So you will get a clap back, and I'm not going to say sorry for it. If you want to come to my stream and talk shit when I'm trying to deliver you when to trade, when to leave alone, then you're going to get clapped back. What's the max high I think they can go for? If they really, really go for it, I don't know if you're talking about today, but up here into 800 will be a fresh back test, right? That is an absolute must defend level. It is a must defend level for bears, all right? It's an old POC on a weekly. Look at this node here. It lines up with this. It's a huge level, 800s, right? If we are going to do this whole thing back, all right, this has to be defended. If no bull trap is set here, bears must defend that. If bears don't defend that, we will break out. Like, it's just too much. If we start getting over that, we will break out. There's just too much momentum being allowed to come back in. At the moment, all right, we can think about this as a retest into here to sell, ideally a little trap to sell, and then we'll be covering some back down into here and holding runners if there's follow through. If there's no follow through, that's fine. But 800, it's a big level. It's big because last night in my dream, I got kidnapped in a white van and God told me it was a big level. So I just marked it out for the sake of it. Yeah, Larry, it's tough, man. Yeah, it's really tough. How old am I? I'm 40. I'm 40. Yeah, it's all right. It's just part of life. Like, life's not always smooth, right? Good with the bad. Good with the bad. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I like turning up. It's fun. I don't mind asking questions. It's just when people want to talk shite. That's when it's just tough. Check my spam again when I get a chance. Okay, sir. I'm checking now. I don't see anything. Who just said that? I don't see anything. Can you email me again? Hungry Unicorn, info@flowzonetrader.com, and then let me know when you've sent it and I'll check it again. Is it possible to chop all day? Yeah, absolutely. We're an inside bar. We're an inside bar. We're inside value. We went over this at the very beginning of the show. Remember what we anticipated today? Maybe some of you have forgotten. All right, we're an inside bar, really. We failed to break out of the highs. All right, we've washed it. There's a little wick. All right, but really, if we can't find acceptance above here, this is a big level, isn't it? All right. We can very easily traverse in here. And the moment we're holding top side of it, we can easily do that. Once we go from that and we go to the hourlies, we're inside previous day's value. All right, so we're inside previous week's value. We're inside previous current week's value. We're inside previous day's value. All right, it's very possible, isn't it, that we just do this all day. And like I said to you, I wouldn't be surprised at some form of megaphone pattern up here. All right, it would not surprise me to see this build out, right, while they decide what they're doing. All right, they can trap up here, they can trap down here, but the main trend has been down, but we did hit the 200-day. The bigger question is tech going to sell off? Are the ETFs going to catch up to get to those 200 days? We'll see. I'm a honourable person. Oh, thank you. I first read that, I thought horrible person. I was like, oh, you might have a point. Do I watch football? If so, what's your team? Gunners can finally win the EPL. I'll show you my team. Let's fucking go. This year is our year. 100%. Our year this year. We're coming for it all. The quadruple. The quadruple. We're coming for it all. I look younger. Oh, that's very kind of you. I don't feel younger. You want whatever is in the coffee. I can put a link, like if you genuinely want it. It's for mental health. I'm not even joking. It's like a mushroom blend. I think it's called like Everyday Dose or something. Google Every Dose coffee. Yeah, Everyday Dose. You can order it on Amazon or you can get a subscription. It's got like all the lion's mane and all that stuff in. Thanks, Jake. Discord, if you've done the course, SALP, you go to the end of the course. Beginner to advanced course, Discord comes free with that. You just go to the end of the course. Buyers can't seem to build momentum. Well, we need to build liquidity, guys. This is why, like, you see how uninterested I am, because I just know we are in a liquidity building phase of the market. Like, just zoom out. Make sure you zoom out. Just even go to this. Remember at the beginning of the day, we said we're going to be pinned. Right, here's your range. They've showed you the range. Right, the trend the last few days has been up. Right, so we look for a trap where shorts get stuck to trade the other side. You can argue that this is the top side of the range and then we'll come back down. The only danger for that, for me, in that move, like I've talked about, is if we go back far enough, there are these stops here which I think are ripe. So we run those first before we turn back down. That's when I feel safer, once they set a bull trap above it. But we can just rotate all day. Our expectation is to rotate all day long. I'm probably going to be a one and done trader here today, but we will see. If we pop up here and trap, then I'm interested. Really interested. Where do I live? In Los Angeles. Oh, mate, I think it's just, look at my hair and everything. I look awful. I'm a tired old man. Tired old man who's done far too many bad things in his life. You know, if you live in clubs for 15, 20 years of your life, it will take it out of you. Burning the candle. Burning the candle. Did I get World Cup tickets? I didn't. I tried. I went for all the lottos. I didn't get any. Only one of my friends got them. Was hoping he would invite us to come, but he's taking his kids instead. But I will be buying them because a lot of it's going to be at the SoFi, which is down the road from me. It's not far, 20-minute drive. How long do you think it can take an IC trader to get shit out of their head and learn a new strategy? Oh man. Right, I'm gonna break this down. I'm gonna make this real simple. A lot of his teachings are really, really, really good. All right. When the way you learn structure is great. The way you understand forms of imbalances and gaps are great. Your understanding of where liquidity might lie is great. What you don't understand is volume and where the traps lie in that. So you don't need to forget it all, but you need to stop looking for every fair value gap to trade and all this stuff. It's like, no, no. Fair value gaps can be great, but like here, I didn't wait for this to get tapped back into like some of you would have, because I understood that shorts were trapped and I took the break over it. If you waited for that, you would have been waiting a long time, and the next gap you could have taken is here, and if it ran that low, which it did, you would have got stopped out. All right, so understanding it. So you can use all the teachings together. My problem is not with the teachings, all right? My problem is the rehashing, the renaming, the making stuff up, the lying, all that shit. That's my problem. It's not with the teaching. Some of the teachings are good. It won't take you too long, but I do get what you mean. I do understand what you're saying. All right, thanks, Dominic. Instant ban for Dominic there, taking the piss out of my Gunners. Yeah, I'm with you. I know. I have to say soccer here now, otherwise they think I'm talking about American football. It's hard. It's hard. Barcelona, mate. Barcelona are absolute shite right now. What are you talking about, Harry? Can I explain how traps help my edge? I can do that while we wait. All right, here we go. I'm going to clean this up. Okay. Trend here for the last few sessions been upside for relief. I think we can all agree with that, right? Here's your upside relief. Yes? Upside relief. We know we're coming into supply. We don't want to buy up here. But if we want to be a buyer, there are some areas where we can think about buying in. Those areas would be the edge of a node. All right, the edge of a node. Maybe even a low volume node on the previous week. All right, we can watch like all these areas, an edge of a node. All right, so we mark those out. Hello, grey box. That's why you get marked out. We can already see overnight, every time we can come under here, we are being absorbed. Right, so that's the first thing. What is the location that we're interested in trading in? Right, we said if we reject 300s, there's potentially a trade back down to here. But we have to be very aware of under 300, they can trap and go back for the upside because that's the easiest move right now. So the first thing is the location. Once we understand the location, we're looking for reactions at levels and how order flow operates. So if we now go into like even a 5-minute chart, all right, we sweep, as you would call it, or we steal liquidity, or we run the stops of here, right? So in under here, right, and as we leave here, right, in this whole area here, what happens in here? Like we talked about, breakout shorts come into the market, and bulls, this guy who was a bull, and this guy was a bull, and this guy was a bull, and this guy was a bull, they probably stop out. So you get lots of sell side delta. What does that mean? It means that you get lots of people hitting the bid, lots of aggressive selling, market sell, market sell, market sell, market sell. What does that look like on the tape? Right, we have heavy CVD, and on the tape here you can see aggressive sellers under 300, aggressive sellers, and at the very low of day, Aggressive sellers, all right? What happens after these aggressive sellers come in at lower day? What's the reaction? Do we move lower? No, we don't. So what does that mean? That means right here, we have a passive buyer. Now, if that passive buyer wants to step up and start becoming aggressive, we can start moving price higher and they start stopping out. And all these guys who were short start to stop out. And that's why we use their pain at 310s. You would have heard me keep calling 310s because they kept getting aggressive here at 310s. I know there's a big chunk. Look at the delta here. I know there's a big chunk of sellers here. And if we start taking that out, there's only one way we are going to go, and that's upside. That is how they set the trap. They wash the liquidity. They encourage shorts to come in, and then we trade the other way. If you were waiting for a tap back in here today, it ain't never going to come. Maybe it comes towards the end of the day. But when we leave aggressively because a seller is stuck, we will not come back and revisit that area because they will be rushing to hit cover, all right? If they are short here or here, they will be rushing to hit buy to get out of the position. We are not going to come back down and pick that up again in a hurry, all right? We're going to move away from it. That's how, that's why. That's the edge, right? And you can look at that any way you want, whether you're using Footprint or Bookmap or whatever. It doesn't matter. How many years have I been trading? Like 6 or 7 full time. I started in early 20s. I don't collect cards or anything like that. No, I collect watches, which is a worst, more expensive habit. Maybe reaccumulation for the weekly model. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. So that weekly model, mate. Think about the newsletter, Scotty. Think about the news coming this week. Think about the high impact news. Think about how high we can squeeze and how much of a reprice that can offer Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The higher we go, the better I think there is a reprice coming into this market. End of week, maybe. We'll see if we can squeeze enough. If they can get too violent, these bulls, they set up that weekly model really well. Especially like you look at yesterday and today, if we, we have already taken the high today. If we can push a bit higher or maybe do it tomorrow and then close that down, and we look pretty good. So not telling everyone that because that's a big part of the course. Do I trade live every day? Yeah. Yeah, I'm here every day, Monday to Friday. I know today's slower, folks, and like I said, I will not trade it out this range. I still think this is not a good enough high, but we will just see what they want to do with it. You can see, like, ES just found a bid on PDC already reclaiming VWAP and New York Open. Like, it's a little choppy today. You got your first payout on Lucid yesterday. Thanks, Alex. Nice work, Ash. Lovely work. You know the growers for where you get mine. That's awesome. Should try microdosing. I've definitely tried microdosing. I've definitely tried more than microdosing. Hi Alex, thanks for all you do. I always look forward to your stream every morning. Glad you have won your starter course. It will be put to good use. Oh, nice, man. As soon as I'm done with stream, we'll sort that out. We'll do a giveaway soon, folks, as well for Apex. Halfway through with the foundation course, wish you knew about it at the start. Nice. If I do make enough ticket for the World Cup, I probably won't buy it because they're going to be so expensive. What's my ethnicity? I'm mixed. I'm Lebanese. I'm technically Lebanese, Italian, English, Scottish mix. Quarter. What did I work with before? And I don't understand that question, sorry. Do you mean what was my job? How long to profitable? One of you spamming how long to profitable. Everyone's journey is different. It depends how much discipline you've got. How quickly you absorb information. I was self-taught. Yeah, I was self-taught. Does the course explain what I just explained? Yeah, it's all in the course in detail. Sorry, lots of messages here I'm trying to get through as we keep range rotating here. Am I trading with Apex? Yeah, I trade with Apex. You know my 5 favorite prop firms: Apex, TPT, Funded Next, Lucid, and Tradeify. Those are my 5 favorite firms at the moment. Each of those are different. You can trade them differently. There's a video I've done on YouTube explaining those. The codes are down below. FCT, best code for all of those, other than for Take Profit Trader. You can use code FlowZone. How long did it take me to become profitable? I was profitable in my 20s on like swing positions. And then I was profitable my first like 18 months going full time into small caps. I've talked about this before. And then once the stimmy checks came in and my strategy stopped working, I got absolutely cooked and I had to like rework my strategy for small caps. I think there's a diminishing edge in small caps right now. I see a lot of my friends really struggling still with small caps. Where is Footprint located? Again, there's a free video on YouTube. Right here, go to the candle type, come down, volume footprint. You're going to buy Skywalker? I do like Skywalker. I'm trying to decide right now. I've been waiting a long time, and I'm trying to decide right now what my next purchase is. Last year, I bought this, which is No Time to Die Amiga. Year before, I bought myself an IWC Engineer. And those were the first ones I bought for a while. I've also got a Bimetal Datejust and an Amiga Planet Ocean Chrono and a number of other things. But those are like my big ones, I think. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. So I'm trying to decide. Here we go. So we're breaking down undervalue now. We might come and revisit this grey box. These longs might finally get washed out and we might finally come down to these 300s. We will see. Yeah, I'm trying to decide now. Do I want a Daytona? Do I want a bimetal Amiga Speedmaster? Do I want the white dial Speedmaster? I don't know what I want. I'll make a decision this year. Right, I'd be watching this for a rejection here now. So, like, do they reject 357? Same story. I hate how they built this out. They can still trap here and come back in. But if they reject this kind of level here, this is a node that they will want to revisit. But it's just, I really do not like the action that I'm seeing. You see, every time they're fading, we're coming back inside, coming back inside. Every time we're popping, we're coming back inside, coming back inside. They might have just retrapped here and come back inside. It's just not, I just do not want to trade in here. Look at your initial balance, look at your midpoint. Look at your value areas. It's just, there's lack of edge here, guys. Know when to trade, when not to trade. For me and how I trade, this is not a time to trade right now. This was a time to trade. This is a time to leave it alone. How do I look for traps on higher time frames for swings on stocks? Harder to look for them on higher time frames, but you can look for the same thing that we just went over. On higher time frames, when I'm looking for swings, I'm looking for overextensions of a basket. So if I think about my swings right now, so let's think about, why am I long software right now? Why was I long ORCL, for example? All right, if we look at this, all right, basic understanding is here's your swing point. In terms of a discount from premium, we picked this up at a 61% discount, right? And we're looking for a retracement long upside. Why? Because this is ridiculous. This stock has some issues. Like, there is a chance that it's got some debt issues, but there's only like an 8% chance now. And up here, they were thinking it was like 100% chance. So we expect this. This is deep, what? Discount. This is premium. This is discount. That's a D. All right, so we're looking for this. We'll sell a bit here. If we start doing this, we'll try and hold it into here. Same kind of strategies, right? We're looking for deep discount where too many sellers are too ridiculous chasing the lows, right? Too many sellers get too ridiculous chasing the lows down here. Now, I would We'll have a look. We'll have a look. I haven't even looked, but we will have a look. Put my template on. Oh, you fuck. I'm going to have to do this all by myself. I thought I saved this. Okay, so once we pivoted above 40, that's where the sellers would be getting too aggressive the day before and on this day and Friday. So once we pivoted above 40, we're now driving higher. We can see we're coming into some of these key pivots here now. All right, where these sellers last come in. So I did take a partial yesterday and we're watching this. And if we get over this, we're going to see if we let out these buyers. And if we let those buyers out, we're going to look for the next level. So the last place the buyers were trapped was up here at 203. So we've got potentially, we've got this move to 70. If we get over 85 and we let the buyers out, I'm looking for 200. So that would be what, a 70 plus point trade? Right, same principles on the swings. It's exactly the same principles. Location, momentum, where's the edge? All principles of the market are the same. It doesn't matter what market you trade, what you're looking at, the principles are the same. Look at this, already reclaiming. So failure underneath, current day, value area low. Right, trapped under there, back into the middle point. It's going to keep chopping until they're done with it. They are just going to build out this liquidity and they're going to test people who are impatient today. Alex, I passed Apex. Do you have any video explaining the rules for the PA account? Yeah, I've done a whole video on Apex. You definitely go and watch it. What's the trading view volume profile you're using? You got to be joking me. Are you joking me or not? Read the talk from Nightbot. Anchored volume profile. Oh, you guys are kidding me. Do I trade Asia in London? No, I sleep. I live in Los Angeles. I have to sleep, guys. Yeah, that's fine. Carla, you don't have to like Apex. Like I said, there's lots of different accounts. Apex requires patience to get past the buffer. Then you can really start scaling. Reservoir, why would I need to work at Citadel? Do you not understand what freedom is? Do you think freedom is just money? Freedom is not just money. Freedom is time. I can leave here right now and go and do whatever I want. That's ultimate freedom. This is ultimate freedom. No one else is paying me. I don't have to answer to anyone. I can see my wife whenever I want. Freedom is not finance. Finance provides freedom in terms of no debt. I have no debt. I'm a house owner. I'm an asset owner. I'm married. I have a whole life. Like I tell you guys, get off the screens. Freedom, ultimate freedom, is not working for someone else. It is being able to do what you want when you want. It's nothing to do with money. It's also freedom of your own brain. Not having an ego, not worried about everyone else. What do I think about trade day, which has end of day drawdown? I like them. I just think they need to like lower their the amount of days it takes to pass. I think they need to change that. I think it's too long at the moment. After studying both courses, what advice would you give a new trader regarding setups? What setup should a newbie start on? What I call a pro trend setup is the first trade you should start on. All right, a pro trend setup. I will show you what that is. We talk about this all the time. All right. Let's say that this is the daily. All right. That's a daily chart. Quite clearly, it's in an uptrend. So the hourly chart would look like this. Right. And inside here, we have pro trend availabilities. Now, I would be looking for the first and second leg over the third leg. So I'd be looking in these opportunities here to get long. All right. On a lower time frame. So in a lower time frame, I'd be looking at these zones here. Right. This zone here. Think about this as an RBS. All right. Resistance becomes support. This zone here. And on a lower time frame, I'd be looking for something like this, where shorts get trapped and we can trade back upside, which is the main trend. And we have liquidity to aim for, which would be this high, and we would hold runners above it, right? That's the easiest trade to start with when you are learning to trade. What we are currently in, right? If we think about what the daily's done, we are currently here. This is not a fun trade, right? This trade was fun. This trade would be fun because it would be pro back down. This trade is not fun. This trade is a liquidity building phase of the market. All right. This is why Alex is chilling out today and doesn't really care. All right. Because Alex thinks there can be a trap. If we call this the 800s on NQ, I think there can be a trap up into there. If we reclaim that, I think there's a giant squeeze out. But I think somewhere in here, they will trap bulls and they will look to try and do this move for a retest down here. And then we'll see if they bid up or let it go. All right. So we don't trade this. Well, I don't trade that. You guys can do what you want. If you like trading the rotations, trade the rotations, right? Some people love a rotation. I don't. I really don't, right? And I'm very honest about that. I talk about that all the time. What's my opinion on Jacob Co? Don't like them. Each their own, though. I hate the land dweller. Not a fan at all. I'd rather have an AP than a land dweller. And I really like my engineer, so I don't feel like I need either of those. Lucid Flex is best for a newbie. No recurring subscription. $60 for a 24. I agree. I put it in the video. It is a fantastic account. It might well be the number one. They are going to overtake from Top Step, who are changing their rules, changing their pricing, doing sneakies. I've told you guys a long time, that guy is not a good guy. That is a bad actor. Going to the doctor and dentist would be a priority for me. I don't know what I saw there, but okay, I might have missed something. Sorry, Evan. Helix, what's your trigger on your buying earlier today, the 50s, 60s area, before it rocked higher? The shorts. It was the shorts being trapped. All right, let me show you. It was... Okay, see this? Hopefully good. You guys can see this. I'll move it up a bit. You see how many sellers came in this bar? This was the previous point of control bar, right? In the previous point of control in the last 5-minute bar. Look at all the selling down there. We closed up. Right, they try to resell this, they attack the same level. We get a 50 lot come flying in here at 85. We trade lower. Look at the selling at the low of day. Look at the selling. Look at the delta. What do we do in the next bar? Do we trade under these participants? No. What do we do here at 86s? Do we trade under them? No. So who is stuck in here? Who is stuck? It ain't buyers. There's a passive buyer lifting us higher. This is sellers too aggressive at the lows. 10s was the big level for me. I was looking at 10s and 12s around here. Once we reclaim that, I think I put some on here because I was like, they're getting stuck. I'll have to rewatch it. I'm pretty sure I put some on here saying they're getting stuck, and I'll rebid and add over, I think it was 10s. And we push, we hold, I rebid, and then we squeeze. All right. It's these guys entering short in a bad location that give me the confidence to move higher, knowing that they are now stuck. That is why. That is why with 90% of my trades are the same thing. Even if I'm looking for a pullback trade, I'm looking for someone to be too aggressive in the wrong direction to give me confidence. Joe, there's a free, someone asking, what's the setting for the footprint chart on my trading view? There's a free video on my YouTube. Just go to, there's a whole section on understanding order flow on my YouTube. Just go to that. There's a video on there. I talk through it all. No Speedy. Daytona is best value. I mean, Daytona is double the price of Speedy. I don't know if it's actually best value, but I don't keep a trade calendar, Gambino. I literally just don't have one. But I can start keeping one if that's going to make people happy. But I just don't do it. I've been around for too long. I don't even journal anymore. I used to journal all the time. I have like stacked journals, like full of, these are all old journals of trades that I used to write down, because I think writing down makes you able to absorb stuff. Let's see if I can find a big loss in here. There will be some fucking monstrous losses in here. This is like the small cap days. See if I can find a blow up. We can all have a laugh. There's a good one. Minus 14,000 BTX. What date was that? It looks like maybe the end of March 2021. 14,000. I got wrecked. It says BTX squeezing, no limits. So I probably got fucked in after hours. There's a good one for you. So I keep all these. Trust me, I've fucking journaled a long time. 14,000 and BTX in 2021. Should we have a look for a joke? It's probably not even here. It's probably an old Chinese sticker that I just got. Chinese sticker I got wrecked on. Oh, it's still here. Right, here we go. This will be fun. 2021, I got cooked on this. Assuming this is still the same stock. March 2021, I think it was, somewhere around here. Is it here? I was probably playing for some failed follow through somewhere around here. April, March, probably this squeeze here. This gap up probably. That's probably somewhere around here. Or this day here. I don't know. But yeah, I got cooked in this. What was the one? MOXC? I think that's gone now. Yeah, it's gone. There's another one I took a huge loss on. No data, yeah. I remember getting cooked by that one. Back in the day, I think that was like a 20 grand loss. Real money, that weren't fucking sim money. It fucking hurt, believe me. It hurt. Is Footprint, you need premium access? Yes, you do. You need premium. How do I use both volume bars at the bottom? Well, one's volume and one's delta. They're not both volume. Right, so this is volume. This is actually delta. It's not volume. Right, you don't have to have delta this way. It's just you have a choice on TradingView. You could have the traditional delta, which I have on a 5 minute, which is right here. Right, traditional delta. This is delta. This is the chart. So when they're in line, delta and the charts are doing the same thing. Yesterday with big delta day up. Right, big squeeze up, holding all day. Price broke down here. Did we shift this low underneath? No. Buy a step back in, try and hold. All right, so we can use it for divergence. We go over all that stuff in the course. All right, how many likes have we got? I want to do a giveaway soon. What indicator do I use for volume profile? You've got to be joking. I'm going to assume you're all joking when you ask that now. Is Footprint chart suitable for MacBook Air? I mean, if you have TradingView on MacBook Air, then yes. I get the sellers at the lows for sure being trapped, but what is the trigger? The buy is the next candle. Once we trade above them, bud. All right, so once we trade above those, I don't even need to wait for a close. I just want to see us trade above those and buy, step in, and then I'm joining. 16 years old, profitable now in the last 3 months, averaging $7,000 a month so far. Scared to size up. Opinions means a lot to anyone who'd help me. You're doing great, mate. If you're 16 and you've gone 3 months consistently making 7K, size up slowly. That doesn't mean double your size. So I don't know what your lot size is at the moment, but you want to scale slowly. And remember, if you jump from 1 mini to 2, you're literally doubling your size and your risk. You're going to find it hard to do that. So if you were using 1 mini, I would move to like 12 or 13 micros, then 15, then 17, then 2 minis, for example. When was my last red day? There was definitely one last month, maybe a couple last month. But they're not big red nowadays. They're just small. What are some swing trades you like right now in the current market? Well, I'm already long in my positions. I'm long Apple, Oracle, but I've been long Apple since August, so I'm up 27.27%. I'm on long Oracle from last Thursday. I'm up 17.75%. I'm long AMD from long time ago. I'm up 31%, and I've trimmed most of that. I'm long Robinhood, and I trimmed some yesterday. I'm up 18.5%. I bought that on the Thursday. I'm long Meta. I'm up 9.5%. I'm long iBit. I'm up 6.28% on that. I'm long Microsoft. I'm up 2% on that. I'm long Open Door. I'm up 150% on that, but I'm only long on that with one share because I was long big size and we got a 500% winner. I'm also long UUUU, pretty much flat on that. I'm long USAR, pretty much flat on that, small size. I'm long Netflix. I'm down 5.43% on that. I'm looking to add on any big flushes. And I'm long Amazon. I'm down 5.80% on that. Those are in commons. I'm looking to hold Netflix and Amazon forever. I'm not looking to sell those. I'm looking to buy into deep discount where possible on those. So there you go. Alex, do you have any education on regular technical indicators? I'm sure I'm not the only one at the moment. I can't find level 2 data. You have to pay for level 2 data. So like if you're trading with a prop firm, I'm sure they have options to pay for it. You'll need to pay for it. Otherwise you won't get it. I use Bookmap for mine. You can use whatever you want. You can even pay for it on TradingView. You would just need a DOM to read it. All right, big seller here, 300 lot at 360. They're looking to test this guy at 360, this node here. You see this node? They're looking to test him right now. Volume Sati, the indicator at the bottom, one of you asking. Volume Sati. Thoughts on RSI divergence? I like it. I don't use it. I like it on higher time frames. I would not use it on a lower time frame. But where I think people come stuck is they just... I think using it as divergence is good, but using it as an extreme and think, oh, that can't go any lower or that can't go any higher, that's just stupid. It can. Do I see trap buyers on the top of NQ? I mean, there are, but we didn't take out the excess. There are. Look, we still have this node, but we didn't take out excess. We're just building like this huge D shape right now. It's just gross. We're just building this huge node right now. I just don't think there's edge here for me. Like, I don't... You can argue to fade this, right? But there's just not much room here. Unless they wash this and come down here and then snap that and come down there. But it's just... It's not a trade I'm looking for, folks. Shweya. Not much Arabic for me. The rest of my family, yes, because they... grew up in Cairo. I didn't. I grew up in London. The rest of my family do. Reading these. Do I use TPO? I have it on a 30-minute chart. I don't use it that often. What's the difference between CVD and volume delta? Cumulative is like it's growing volume throughout the day. Delta in each candle is just that one single delta print. Edward, that's awesome. And what a great dad you have to do that as well. It's great. Walmart, I mean, it's a great defensive name to move into. A lot of those positions I was talking about in S&P, like I have a lot of ETF positions. A lot of those positions I just talked about will be like permanent holds. Any Mag 7 and any buy opportunity I have, if we go deep discount, I'm really hoping that we go deep discount this year, but it's the recovery, the hold on ES and RTY is looking pretty good. I was hoping the Qs would trade back towards 23,000s and offer me an opportunity to rebuy ETFs this year. We might still get it. We'll see. Is Thinkorswim good for level 2? Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I don't use it. But yeah, I think it's pretty good. No worries, Edward. Thanks for showing up. I showed a free level 2 on NT8. Is that true? No, I don't have a level 2 on NT8. I use it right here. This is my level 2 bookmap. Right, that's my ladder. I use Footprint on Ninja, but I don't have a book that I'm watching. I'm sure you can get it, but I don't use it. I mean, I know you can get it. I don't use it. I have it on up there. You get called Habibi. You should call her Habibti. Maybe that's why I'm a good trader then, because I got close to the pyramids. All right, we have a spoofer on the tape here at 360. He just lifted his liquidity. First spoofer I've seen of the day. NTA free level 2 video on YouTube. I don't think so. Oh yes. Sorry, I see what you're saying. It's more order flow than level 2, but yeah, there's a video on my YouTube. Yeah, order flow's free. Are we coming down? We're just in a range, guys. This is very controlled. Look how controlled this is. This is not panic. This is very controlled in here. It's very possible that they come up to here again and make a decision here. And then do they want to do this or do they want to do this? Like, I don't care what they want to do. I just don't care. Don't care enough about it right now with how they're acting. Yes, volumetric chart is one option that you can use on NT. What's someone lifting the bid and spoofing mean? They're taking it on and off, but it does not mean it goes up or down. Yeah, so I'll show you. All right, so this guy here was a big seller. He was, I don't know why it's saying 64 lot, maybe it was stacked, but we had like a number of 100 lots here. As price got close to him, he removed that. So he was a seller, he removed that. So then we traded through him. All right, so he let the price come up and maybe he filled some of it here and we're trading back downside, but he did not try and put up a wall here. He lifted it, hoping that price would go higher by the looks of it. There you go, he's up here. So this 300 lot moved up here. So he put a wall there and as price came in, he's lifted it and he's now trying to attract price up into the 400. So he's trying to encourage price to come back up here right now. All right, he was here. He's trying to use his size to say, hey, I've got liquidity here, come up here and get me. All right, so he could be two things. He might be a buyer trying to force the price higher, or he might be a seller trying to attract price to come higher to then sell into. Both of those things are possible. How do I clean up this drawing tool? Clear drawings. There we go. All right, so that's the spoofing. Lifting is the same thing. Normally you'll just see them like buyers will step through like this and they'll just keep sell on the way up. It's just so ugly, this chart right now. What tells me that he removed just that right there, Scotty, when he doesn't get filled. So this guy here, see how it's vertical, it's horizontal, sorry, and we never touch him. All right, because if we traded through him, you'd see it like this, where this limit order gets filled down here. So this buyer here, he gets filled. He moves up a bit to get filled, right? So we will trade through those levels. You'll see price come through all this orange. This is us trading through levels. Same here, we trade through this buyer and then turn around. I'll try and see if I can find some other big stuff. All right. Here we trade through this buyer and then turn around. Here we don't fill these guys. We never get up into them. He's been here all day at 450 looking to get filled. All right, and then he's pulled it off. And that might well be him scattering down here looking to get filled down here. But this guy never gets filled. He pulls his offer before he gets filled. Not only that, we would see that show up in the volume. All right, we would see that additional volume here. All right, and we would see it in the delta. It never gets filled. He pulls it and look at it. It's the same size lifting up here. It's the same block. The moment he pulls it, look where he goes. Oh, I'm just going to skip up here. He moves it 50 points higher. That's how we know. That's how we know it's the same size as well. Same size, same time, it's the same player lifting. He's trying to get price to attract up to him. Doesn't mean he gets it, but it's what he's looking to do. Am I going to trade more today? Not unless I see something I really like. I will set price alerts for sure. Which implemented change had the biggest impact on trading? I would say just location momentum, asking myself that question, right? So plotting out the locations that I want to trade and not trading the locations I don't want to trade. So we plotted out down here, we were willing to trade under these grey boxes or around these grey boxes today because we knew there was possible trap levels down here. Up here, I was willing to look at trading for the short side, but I don't like this high of day auction. All right, we've gone flat there. I would really have liked us to spike up into this grey box. All right, if we'd done something like this, all right, then I'd be happy to look for a short back down. All right, so my locations today were here and down here to trade from. My locations not to trade from are in here. I don't want to trade in here. So that probably helped me a lot, all right? Because now I have a rule of if I'm not in that location, I cannot trade, right? I cannot trade. Yesterday was kind of the same, actually. It made it a bit hard for me. We took the longs, anyone that was here yesterday, we knew, see, here's the location. We knew that if we held blue box, we'd be looking for longs. It was a very similar trade setup yesterday. We washed into the low, trapped, and we got long here. And I think we got long here. And then I think I was done with it. I think I got knocked out. Now, this is hard because we go deep premium all the way up to previous week high. So I think I had previous week value area high. I think I had a go. It's coming into the end of stream. I think I might have had one go here and one go here at getting that fade back in. We did get it off stream. We did get it. I didn't get the big nuke, but we did get this in Discord together. We got that. I didn't get this. I was gone for it. And I can show you because I'm sure some of you are going to be like, no, you didn't. We did. We got it together in Discord. So I'm going to grab it now or you will tell me I'm wrong. Let me find it. Okay, yeah. Okay, so we were watching this big player right here. Once he got trapped, I was willing to play short. Talking about into the key level. And then right here. So I say, just got to start short side here just in case. Last trade for me either goes or doesn't either way. Can't force it and don't want to. Here we go. So you can see my short position, right? Using this trap buyer above me as my stop, all right? And we're looking for a wash back down low. So the team start to join me in here. And then I think I draw what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for that trade all the way back down to 300s, right? For the wash, we're talking about who needs to leave because there was a buyer bidding all day at 80 once he left the tape, right? We're talking about this shelf. Once we leave the tape, we can reprice this low volume node. And we start locking some in. And I think the guys catch it a bit later when I leave. There we go. Daniel got it. Coop. And that was it. All right. So if I don't get it here, if it's still setting up, I try and get it in the next trade. But it's the same thesis. So it's just waiting for the location. All right. I was unwilling to buy all this. Anyone who joined me on stream, I said, this is a force up. I think there'll be a wash down and a rebid, and we're going to range. There's the wash down, there's the rebid, and we go back into range, which we are still in now. Nothing has changed. We're back in range. We've been in the same range all night, all day. All right, this is how I know it's liquidity being built out. What made those locations attractive? Higher time frame volume areas. I see where the horizontal red area doesn't continue stretching. Oh, you mean on my Ninja Trader? Mate, those are imbalances, not supply or demand. They're just imbalances. This is when it's been filled. Do I ever use 90 seconds candles? No, I don't. Do I also trade VWAP bounces? Sometimes nice opportunities, if not why. Yeah, I do. I prefer the IB trade, which is what I would have been looking for today. So I would have preferred that failed breakout, rejection of IB, trade to VWAP. All right. And then if we reject IB, we keep rejecting that, there is possibility, we've got to have to get under this, that we will go from VWAP to IB low now. It's possible. It's possible. But again, I'm not going to trade this today because of the type of environment that we're in. We're in a rotation. I don't want to get caught. I'm not playing options. I'm in commons on USAR, mate. What's the best prop firm? I have only ever been with Top Step. Then I would say Lucid and Funded Next are going to be the best prop firms for you. Do I think you can pump back up? Yeah, definitely. Like this. Think about this. Have we run this stop? No. 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 Guess what happens when we start running those stops? Zoop, right? We run this one, pop this one, we can pop this one if they get enough. They pop this one, they pop this one, they pop this one, and then they get the move. Can absolutely do it. It can absolutely do it. I wouldn't be positioning myself for it, but yes, if we're talking about building enough liquidity to go up, yes, we can get to here, and if we get acceptance over that, we can still look for that. We can also reject here, reject here, reject here, and do this. They are just building out in this giant range. But look how much easier this is to trade than this. Right? I don't want to trade that. I like trading that. One and done and early. Thanks very much. We got this move. Think about this from 950. Final cover was this push up here to 1006. We had to wait 15 minutes. Anyone trading this has been stuck in this since, the best part of 2 and a bit hours now. Yeah, I use alerts for both day trades and swings. Definitely. Big picture, yeah, we're sideways right now. Big picture. Is Discord free? Well, yes. I mean, there's no monthly fee, but only if you do the 20-hour course. It's for students who do that. Okay, let's coming into the end of the day. Likes are pretty good here. You know what that means. And give away an Apex account. Just type in FCT. It's the code to use for all your prop firms. Type in FCT once in chat. Please don't spam it. Just type it once. I'll give you guys an Apex account. So that seller come back down. You see him on the tape above? He's moved back down to these 350s, 300 lot of 350s. So he originally pulled 350s, moved to 400, back to 350s. This same guy. You can see it's the same guy because he pulls his order and then comes back down. I wonder if it's an algo. Let me just check. Yeah, I think it might actually be an algo providing liquidity there. Give you guys another minute or so. I don't think Top Set's closing down, but they're definitely losing market share and it's hurting them, so they're changing rules. Latif, you don't get the location part of where I took it. We went over this, under here, right? Because breakout sellers came in under here and stops got washed. So once we return back, they get trapped. So I take it here on the reclaim for this move back to the upside of this. We're protecting current week developing volume profile, the value, towards this node, right? And then we rinse back up. I like Tradeify. I think they're really good. Possibly newbie. We just have to see. Possibly, I think they've got to get under this node in, you know, this grey box here first. But yeah, possibly they might start bidding around here. It really depends. ES is holding up well. We have to see. Anything's possible. Okay, I'm going to pull this winner here. Edward Ruxons. Edward Ruxons, you're the winner of today's Apex account. Let me know you're here, Edward. Edward Ruxons. Congratulations, Edward. Just email me, info@flowzonetrader.com. Please just send me a screenshot of you logged into your YouTube, and I will send you a code for a free Apex account. You can get any size account you want, any type of account you want. So if you want the 300K, you can get it. If you want to stat it, you can get it. If you want a 25K, you can get it. Whatever you want. Ivan, it's fucking madness that I have people like you here. So, Ivan, why don't you put your trades on the screen on YouTube? Anyone can put a box and say they entered a trade just like you do. Showing to do this in real time is different. I do it in real fucking time. I do it even before it's happening. But I cannot draw everything on for you all the fucking time. I literally tell you what I'm doing. I execute on a different chart because I cannot draw all this on Ninja for you. Why are you here asking that? Is it because you're shit at trading and you need me to do it and you can't listen or understand and you need me to physically do it so you can just do the same thing? Is that why? That's the bigger question. Fuck me. It's amazing. You're acting like this is after the fact. It's before it even happens. Before it even happens, it's here. I'm going to look for a trap down here somewhere today. It's here. They've just caught the sellers underneath 50s. If we reclaim 80s, we're looking for long. If we hold above 110s, I'm going to add. It's all in there. Use your ears, you numpty. Use your ears, mate. Yeah, anyone can draw that after. Not anyone can do it during when I told you. You're right. You're right. Anyone can also draw it after and say, oh, that was the higher day. I told you my exit here because it was previous week value area high. You fucking idiot. Ugh. Why? It's crazy. Ivan's the reason I love my dog. Yeah, quite right. It's not that I'm letting people get to me. It's that I'm going to defend myself. Like, I'm giving out free edge here. I've also said I'm not going to touch all of this. I've also said what type of environment I think the market is. Like, quite right, JD. Should we go back to when it was like 20 of us? That's it, Evan. I can't help it when the tape moves fast. Like, the pace at which the tape moves when they trap. When a trap occurs, we have a fast tape. All right? When a trap occurs, we have a fast tape. I can't do anything about it. Like, this happened quick. I can call out what I'm seeing. I can't do anything else. Anyway, whatever. Whatever. All right, folks, into lunch here. I did a course giveaway already, buddy. I already did one. How long have I been drinking mushroom coffee? Only since since shit hit the fan for me, bud. It's a new thing for me. My body, my nervous system shut down early January and still is. So I've had to do anything I can to fix that, and this has been part of it. So it's working for me for sure. I don't know if it's just this. There's lots of stuff I'm taking at once, but it's definitely helped. It will come, Evan. Don't worry. It will come. It will come. Can I yell at you next? Yeah, ashwagandha. I'm on JD. Ashwagandha and magnesium as well. Ted, love the course. Have been so successful the last few weeks, more than over the last several months. That's awesome. Yeah, I think definitely try it, Nathan. It's been good. Or just you can get tablets with it all. Yeah, that spoofer at 350 is still there. He's just providing liquidity. When you can see we're bouncing between 300 and 350 now on the book. You're so selfless, Alex. Truly one of a kind. Speaking to you, that is inconsiderate and ungrateful. Thank you for being here each and every day and being kind. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate that. It varies, Enzo. Anywhere from like 10 to 50, depending on the market conditions. Would you go long 310? This node here I like, right? So if we think about where we found bids this morning, right, it might be that they come into here and rebid it. So this grey box has been here all day. This is where I think I would cover. If I was sure, if I'd got this move, I'd be covering into this and holding a runner. If shorts fail to break down now, let me just have a look at here. Oh, they got caught again, guys. They got caught again. Shorts got caught under 310. Shorts just got caught under 310. Look here. Looky, looky. All right, these are the aggressive shorts. There they are. Same level, 311. All right, they just got caught there. If we hold that, we will bid back up and come and try and let out all these buyers. You might see a squeeze here starting. Yeah, you're starting to see it. Right into the grey box. All right, so under 310s. All the time we protect 310s now, shorts are stuck. This is your reversion. So if they can hold a bid into 30s, you'll get a squeeze back out into this node, and then you're asking for the same thing. Remember, this is very controlled selling. When they're finished selling, they can come and rinse all this out. There is still that seller at 50, and we're going to test him. And if he lifts, this might spike. So we'll see. I'll stay with you for like 5 minutes here. If he lifts at this 50, he has been filled here once before, but he's here. He's here right now. If they lift him, we might spike here. ES reclaiming view up as well. Big level. 50, big level. Here comes the squeeze. They're trying to lift 50. They filled some of him. He's staying on the tape this time. He's actually providing the liquidity this time. He's staying there. Let's see if a buyer can just force them through here or not. But yeah, I would say now all the time you protect 311s, you've got a shot to move higher. If the next pullback holds 25s, you could think about getting long. All right, if the next pullback holds 25s, you could think about getting long for this move here. And you must respect 50. So if it does this, I'd be a partial. And if you do this, you'll get a great move. Okay, but you know, you could always listen to Ivan. Okay. Yeah, without being an idiot. See ya. With large moves, you try and catch. What typical point stop loss do you have? It all depends on where the move's invalidated, right? You're through the 50s now. You have to see if they lift this. So you got this node here, 57, 64s, and then sort of 90s is what you're looking for. There you go. There's the lift. So into 58s. They're adding liquidity at 70s now. You might well get a lift back up. I would still say if you defend 25s and 30s now, there's still an opportunity to get long, but you're into lunchtime now. Volume's dipped. But you can see the grey box held. All right, so think about this same area. This is where the sellers got trapped this morning. Remember, I kept saying I'll add over 10s. That was the add. So we bought that, we added, we've controlled, repriced down to this same area. They've rebid this, and they're going to take this, try and get back towards the 90s probably. And this, like we talked about, they can start running stops. All right, so they've run this stop now, and they're going to try and run these stops now. And if they run this stop, they will try and run this stop. And if they get that, this one, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one, because this is very controlled with no one being run out. So they are going to try and lift. You are okay to buy this, I think, on dips that hold here. All right, and you must respect the volume. Took it from 14. Nice work, Adam. Yeah, nice work. Nice work. Edward, yeah, checking now. Yeah, I've got it, Edward. All right, guys, I'm going to get off stream. We'll do the same thing tomorrow. Again, if you are a buyer and you want to play the rotation today, yeah, really, unless you bought that, you need a pullback to come in to give you the opportunity into some of these nodes, and then look for 90s and then see if they lift 90s for that high of day. I don't think the auction at the high is in. Not on NQ. It looks in on ES. I don't like that high of day auction. Like I said, I think there is a chance to get up into this grey box. We've said it all day long. All right, team. Tomorrow morning we go again. Let's see what we get set up for tomorrow. Hopefully we get a beautiful weekly model. It would be really nice. Ideally a gap up would be great. Would be great. Gap to fade tomorrow would be fantastic. And yeah, use hard stops, all that good stuff. Peace and love, and see you tomorrow morning.